Show. XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile and it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can. That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us. Average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I would like to just get to know you. I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Oh, stop shooting me, little.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
Okay, terrific.
Now we're going to do something extremely fun.
You son of a bitch.
She spilled my coffee.
I'm sorry, sir.
You fucking bitch.
You wouldn't get away with it here. You shouldn't get away with it at home.
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork. Well, let me tell you something, my Kraut Mick friend.
You're just a tool.
That guy was a smoker? I'm reading the prep sheet.
What?
We'll get into it in a second. The guy that fell off the roof was a smoker? He was outside having a cigarette?
Having a smoke.
You know the story I'm talking about?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just extremely distracted.
Why? What happened?
It's just the new thing. I sound really weird. Wow.
Dude, I was on the phone for an hour discussing your problem, and I'm sitting there like, why are they discussing Anthony's problem with me?
Huh.
And they're asking me all sorts of questions. You think Anthony needs this? You think if we do this with Anthony's headset, this will work? I'm like, I don't know. Here's an idea. Why don't you call Anthony?
I emailed all my concerns over to Washington.
Right.
Wow.
This
is just bizarre. This is weird.
Why?
Well, the volume.
Explain it, because the listeners have no idea. Because I guarantee in Radioland it sounds fine.
Oh,
Everything's fine.
I'm sure. See, the volume sounds. It's better. It's better. I'm up a little higher in my headphones, so I don't have to crank it up so that you're blasting and the music's blasting in my ears. But the sound itself is very bassy and very. It's flat and booming and kind of a lot of bottom end. I sound like I'm in a big sewer pipe. It sounds like I'm in a big sewer pipe. How does it sound in your headphones?
It has to sound weird to you in your headphones because you're sitting there and you refuse to move your head or anything.
It's freakish.
Are you
Hello?
Are you having a flashback or something?
I'm freaking out. I feel like I'm in a sewer
sounds
pipe.
good to me.
I honestly think you sound fine.
Does it sound the same?
Yeah, to Jimmy and I,
Did I see
sound
your
fine.
headphones? Let me hear what I sound
No,
like.
man, mine are perfect.
No, I just want to hear what I sound like in your headphones.
All right.
Let me hear. La la la. Wow. Okay.
Let me see how
that's better.
Let me see how it sounds in yours.
Right. Two men just trying each other's headphones.
Try mine on.
Boy, you got big headphones.
Try mine. See? This
Hey. Oh, my
This is
God.
how I sound in my headphones.
Yeah, but this isn't bad.
It's not.
This is doable.
It's going to take some getting used to.
I'm not going to lie to you.
This
is doable.
There you go. Take yours back.
I see the off.
I dropped it on the replay.
And that's a perfect clip to play, because that's what the listeners are doing right now as we discuss headphone volume.
Men can't just trade some headphones. No, this is a little weird because
I
it's a little low, but
I think that's set for my ears. I like that.
I just got to get used to.
I could easily
sound.
use your headset now.
It's a little tinny. I mean bassy. I need a little more. I don't know, something in it.
Dude,
That's okay.
Compared to what it's been, I think we should all just calm the fuck down.
Is that the strategy? It's like let it go so long without being fixed.
Well,
have it screwed up so many times that by the time it gets kind of okay, you're like, this is great.
No, I was talking to Elo last night, who's under the weather. He has the flu.
Uh-oh.
Elo has the flu.
He does.
And he was just talking all sorts of nonsense last night.
Did he have a fever? Was he delirious with the fever?
He was like, I'm going to Betty Bye, he said at one point. And, he just...
Were his bangs all sweaty from the fever?
Old Frankenstein hair.
You and I could pretty much just call in sick whenever the hell we want. We know that now.
That's true.
We could just call the proper people and go,
not coming in.
just not coming in.
Right.
Just not feeling it today, boss.
Yeah.
But the bosses, like Eric Logan, he's one of the head muckety-mucks down there in Washington.
Got to be there.
Muckety-muck is one of Anthony's favorite little terms.
Head muckety-muck.
Head muckety-muck. And he can't take a day off.
No.
He's the boss. So he's trying to deal with, like, major problems and sign new deals and this and that while he has the flu really, really bad.
Oof.
But I told him the strategy. I'm like, look, you know, we've been bitching off and on for the last 5 months, and Anthony and I will be off the premium channel, April 2nd.
April 2nd.
And at that point, even you and I do not want to bitch about the equipment anymore. So the goal is to get everything set by April 2nd. That is the new goal.
I hear people are flying up here. You're going to be crawling around the studios and taking care of business.
They're bringing the A-team.
The A-team is coming up.
The A-team's coming, and they're jumping in a van as we speak, I think, and they're driving up from Washington, Anthony, and hopefully they're gonna go through the whole studio and work out the bugs, the gremlins. You know, at one point,
got a problem with your headphones.
At one point, Eric goes, "Well, it's been suggested that maybe you guys don't know how to run the equipment." I laughed so hard.
You know, whoever suggested that, there is somebody that suggested that in Washington. Go fuck yourself.
I laughed so hard.
We don't know how to work the equipment.
Yeah, that's what it is, because you know, I just started in radio.
It's been suggested. How about before you suggest anything, you come up here and take a look?
Well, that's what I told Eric.
Yeah.
How do you not know how to work headphones properly?
Yeah, it's been suggested.
This is my job. I mean, a lot of people think, because I sit behind the board, that I have a very important job. You ready?
Yeah.
I could turn down my volume.
Opie, I wanted to say something.
Whoa! And I could turn down Ant's volume.
Hey, what are you doing?
There he goes.
Wait, I can't hear Anthony.
Put me back again. There we go.
And, of course, I could just shut Jimmy's mic off.
No, Opie.
And we'll keep it that way for a while.
Oh, there's a couple of whackbaggers happy.
So to suggest that I don't know how to run the equipment is kind of silly.
Bastard.
Because, quite frankly, yeah, this thing looks like it could do a lot in front of me, but it doesn't do much of anything. No. It really doesn't. If I play a clip and it's a little loud, I could just pot it down a little bit. That's pretty much what I do from here.
That's it.
Pretty much.
I think we know how to work everything.
So anyway, they're coming up, and the goal is to stop bitching about the equipment April 2nd when we're off the premium channel, because we don't want to bitch when we're going to be exposed to the entire XM Nation.
No, we only bitch to the people that have paid to listen to us bitch. Well, that doesn't make much sense, Opie. You're kind of knocking the hardcore fans that have been here from the start, paying extra money to listen to us, saying, "Oh, we'll bitch to them." But once it's open up to a lot of people...
Look, dude, let's be honest. Those guys, they're easy. We got them already. We could sit here and fart all morning. They're going to listen.
They're still going to be there.
Yeah.
They're the hardcore fans.
Yeah, they're called the hardcore fans.
We have to woo some of the millions of people.
Yeah, we don't need to entertain the hardcore fans. They're there.
They're there.
Oh, they'll threaten that they're going to get rid of the service. Shut up. Sure you are. Sure you are.
You're not going anywhere.
We're catering to that fringe player.
You know what they are? They're the battered housewife that just won't leave.
Right.
That makes excuses for the husband that beats them. They make excuses about us. No, they complain about the equipment and stuff, but, you know, they're funny, and I tune in, and, you know, sometimes I get mad, but I'll never leave them.
No, we got you.
And we punch you in the face again.
We got you. We're looking for those fringe people, how to rook them in and pull them in. And we're thinking that the fringe listeners, they don't want to hear us bitch.
No. If they hear us bitching, they might just leave. We got to be cool to them.
I'm thinking the fringe listeners that we might get,
yeah,
I think they're a little hotter than the core listeners.
Could be.
So we're going to try a little harder.
We'll try a little harder with them. Hey, core listeners, you'll get some benefit from that. You'll hear some entertaining shows and stuff.
Our core listeners are like...
but just know it's not for you.
They're all like... the core listeners are all like fat pigs.
Ooh.
You could do anything. But they're pretty desperate, so they're going to hang around. Kind of like what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean... You know, now we're starting to play out of our league. You know, the hotter chicks, you got to work a little harder.
Work them a little harder.
Might even have to brush your teeth and shower before you say hi to them.
Here we go. So that's what we're going to give them. Yeah, so they hang around.
We're going to have to wine and dine them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to work it a little more.
Yeah.
So we're thinking these possible potential new listeners, they don't want to hear us bitch when we get off the premium.
The old listeners, they do get the benefit of hearing the shows that we're giving to the new listeners.
Sure.
So, you get. It's almost like sitting there and watching us having sex with them.
Don't get jealous when you're just sitting there listening to us bang really, really hot chicks.
There you go.
As you sit there and eat your ho-hos.
You feel better?
And you guys were right, by the way, in that meeting about toning down the show so the new listeners will like it. I completely agree.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The language has to change. No more naked chicks in the studio. Good point.
No, it's very exciting. We're going to be off the premium, and we're thrilled, obviously. And the first stage of this whole process starts Monday.
Monday.
Well, they told me last night, they're like, it might be a good idea to tell all your listeners that you're going to start doing the show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Oh, boy. Monday, huh?
Monday it starts. But it's going to be cool because from the 6 to 7 a.m. hour, when you hear us just do this type of banter, which means nothing.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing an hour of best of. But real
People
good.
enjoy this banter, by the way. Who knew?
But real good best of, and possibly us actually being here live, just kind of intro and stuff as we prepare for the new show.
Mm-hmm.
But starting Monday, it's the first step as we finally start building the high voltage channel. Because I'm assuming it's not the name of the channel is not going to change. No one ever got back to us on that, even though we asked for months.
More complaining to the hardcore listeners.
Well, it's something we asked.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. If the channel's not going to be changed and you're scared to tell us, just tell us. At least just tell us. We wanted to know that 2 months ago.
It's being batted around. It's got to go through, committee, and people have to discuss it. And then it's got to be put on a back burner. Then it's got to be blue skied.
Yeah, but
plenty of things.
But the first step, the show moves to 7 to 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Whatever that means to you in your time zone, I don't know. Do the math. Get a calculator. I used to try to figure that crap out. I can't figure it out anymore.
4 to 8 L.A. live.
4 to 8 L.A. We know that much, sure. But there's
Yeah.
other parts of the country. There's one town in the middle of Idaho, I think, that doesn't even change.
Really?
Doesn't Arizona not change times, or one of them doesn't change times? One state doesn't change times?
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was Idaho. Maybe
Oh,
it's
they don't do
Arizona.
the daylight savings time.
No. And then there's another part of the country that's only an hour behind us, and
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's another part that's an hour and 15 minutes behind us.
Mhm.
I don't know. You figure it out with your little calculator.
So 7 to 11.
7 to 11 a.m. starting Monday.
That's good.
That's the first step, and then we're going to try to get the band back together.
So we'll get me sitting on the expressway for a while, for a lot longer than I do at the hour that I usually come
I was
in.
telling you just before the show started, from a very jealous standpoint, it's going to help me tremendously.
Jealous?
Selfish, man.
Oh, jealous. Selfish, yeah. Wow. Yeah, selfish. It's going to help me tremendously.
All right. And I'll be
No,
in traffic.
Cool.
No problem.
That was a perfect example. I'll actually know what word to use.
Doesn't matter if you make those verbal mistakes now, because who cares about the people? But don't after April 3rd.
Yeah.
Start getting those words correct.
There'll be so many new people.
Yeah, new, fun, exciting people to
Yeah.
So,
But let's think of how the phone lines are going to light up with people that have never heard the show, just tuning into it. It's not going to be, hey, I've been listening forever. Oh, great, one of these. Who cares?
Right.
It'll be new people. Hey, I was listening to XM, and I'm going around the channels, and I heard you guys, and I kind of like it. Or, oh, my God, you guys suck so bad, you're awful. Those fun calls, things like that. The ones that play hard to get. Yeah, that's what we're going to be dealing with. And at a later hour, an hour later, 7 to 11. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm doing. Because I've been told by a lot of people, my commute shouldn't be... it shouldn't be any different. It's still early enough in the morning where there won't be a lot of traffic.
Well, you usually leave the house, 4:30?
4:30. I am here by 5, maybe a couple of minutes after 5. So I am going to leave
at 5:30.
At exactly 5:30. I'm not going to try it earlier to see how long it takes. I am going to leave, and if I'm not here by showtime, oh well, at least I'll know how far I got to push it back. I'm not going to do it the other way, though.
Anthony, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Because this is going to help me so much.
Yeah.
You leave at 5:30. You just get here before 7. I don't care.
Oh, Now I'm going to leave at 6.
I honestly don't care because I just know it's going to help me.
I don't care.
It's really going to help me a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't slept in 5 months. I can't figure this out.
Dude, I'd love to
And I'm
say-
more of a morning person, but this waking up at 4, it just is the middle of the night. And for
It's still
some,
nighttime.
and I think psychologically waking up at 5 or a little after is the start of morning.
Morning.
And that's why
Exactly, yeah.
and I really think it's going to help.
Yep.
It's going to help me.
It will, because it is. It is nighttime when we get up and come here. It is absolutely nighttime.
So your body's pretty much going, what the hell's going on? But the growing pains, boys and girls, they're just about over. We think the show is finally moving in a direction we want it to move in. And then the equipment's going to be fixed, and it's all going to come together when we get back from vacation. But, yeah, the show's coming off the premium channel. And starting Monday, we're going to 7 to 11 a.m. A lot of people ask, why are you doing a show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m.? Very simple. This is a national talk show, and we'll get a little more West Coast action.
Already getting people annoyed. I have to go to work at 8. I don't get reception in my office. Can you scrap the 7 to 11 thing for me? I like 6 to 10 much better.
Just for that guy.
Just for a Dugout Doug from Whackbag.
Could you please read the next instant feedback that'll probably say, hey, the change in the show time is perfect for me.
Perfect.
Because that's what happens. We can't make anyone else. We can't make everybody happy, but
you can get it on the computer. That's the beautiful thing about this show is you can listen to it at work on the computer.
It's just a matter of time. I think it's another maybe a year away. I mean, it's already happened with the MiFi. But it's going to come down to you guys listen to the show whenever the hell you want. We sort of have it all with all the replays, but some of those replays are going to have to go away to make room for new shows.
Ooh.
But you know, you have the MiFi or something. You could tape the show and then listen whenever you want. And then I think all the other units that come out in the next year or two, I'm just guessing, but I'm assuming the technology is such that they're all going to have that capability where you just listen when you want.
New shows. Any announcements?
Well, we're just trying to get the band back together. I was talking to some of the ex-members.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Just trying to get the band back together.
No announcements?
Not yet. All right, Anthony.
Hooah!
What?
Yeah.
What?
Huh? Who the what the?
The two on TV this morning, the Anchorman and the weather
God,
guy.
I love those guys.
There they are, right there on Channel 7 here in New York.
Steve and Billy.
Steve and Billy from Channel 7 News. We cannot get enough of these two.
What's the chick's name, by the way? She's such a non-entity.
She's the black chick in the middle, really cute.
Her name Robin.
And she gets very breaking news. Wow, there's the crash of the day.
How far off the road is that
Jesus,
vehicle?
dude.
Crash of the day.
Nice buzz.
Cross Bay Boulevard in Queens. The guy is so far off the road.
Oh my
That guy must have been doing like 100.
He must have went off a ramp.
It looks like
far
that.
off the road he is.
You ever see that ark in Mount Ararat? That ark that they think is Noah's Ark. How it's buried in the mountain. That's exactly what that looks like.
That's the guy is.
The guy has to be a minimum of 40 feet off the highway, up an embankment.
On its side.
On its side, it's an SUV.
Queen's dope.
It's like a minivan, actually.
A minivan? Okay,
yeah, big difference. Big difference. SUVs, manly vehicle. Minivan, ugh.
Yeah, but what's going on out there is they're putting the two together.
They're trying.
So sometimes you're on the road and you're like, is that a minivan or an SUV?
It's a minivan. If you got to think about it,
it's a minivan? All right.
And you know that some castrated poor son of a bitch is sitting in there that had to give up his SUV or his boat or his motorcycle or his cool muscle car or something. A guy never drives an SUV unless he has given something up to be in it. Absolutely. We need something for the kids. Oh, but baby, my Harley, do I have... You don't ride that thing anymore anyway. I don't like the people that drive around with you when you do ride the thing. And back up minivan. Oh, driving a minivan. Just take your balls, stick them under the front tire of the minivan, and run them over.
Do you think it happens to just every single guy out there?
Not every single guy.
Most of them, though, you think like, a guy like... He meets a chick and thinks, oh, this chick will be different. She'll let me keep the Harley.
Yeah.
She'll let me continue going out with the guys.
Oh, when they first got together, she dug the Harley. She loved it. She loved the maybe she, the guy owned, an old Chevelle or something like that. She dug it. Totally loved it. But then something happened. Maybe they had some kids.
And that was it. Now, he's driving a minivan.
But I think every guy's convinced that they found the one girl
Yeah.
that'll allow him to, continue with most of his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. I could keep this.
I could continue doing this and that, and it's just I get to do everything I was doing, but I have this really hot chick, and we're having really good sex.
There you go.
But something just starts eroding slowly but surely, and then fast forward 10 years, and that same dude is castrated driving a minivan.
You're in the minivan going, what?
What happened?
What happened?
She's not
I'm
even
in a minivan.
She's not even hot anymore.
What the?
Who the hell is this? She now looks like my friend Bob. Why did she cut all?
Wow, you're talking way in the future, though.
Why did she cut all her hair? She cut her hair off because it's easier to. What?
That whole look. when your wife cuts all her hair off because it's easier to deal with on a daily basis and gets the dyke cut or the man haircut,
yeah.
She's got shorter hair than your coworkers.
Yeah.
You come home and she just, I call it a bob, and because it's bobbed?
Yeah.
No, because it looks like a guy Bob should be wearing that haircut. It's like a crew cut. A woman with a crew cut. You look at your wife and you're married to a woman with the same hairstyle as your Marine buddies.
That's why no one looks at their wedding photo album.
Oh.
They don't want to be reminded of how hot the other person
Her
was.
long, silky hair.
Right.
Oh. It used to run down her back as she arched it while she was sitting on top of you.
All of a sudden, she's 20, 25 pounds heavier because she just doesn't have time to work out anymore.
Doesn't have time. With the kids and all. Oh, and the meeting, the PTA meetings maybe. Yeah. Cleaning around, keeping up with those kids. Oh, it's such a problem. And the hair?
Guys,
why color it anymore? Just let it go that natural gray color, and then just cut it short, because when it's long, it's so hard to deal with, and the kids, and I don't know.
I don't have time. With this new hairdo, I'm out the door in a jiffy.
It's so fast.
And you're sitting there going,
what?
What?
What happened? Oh, no.
Guys, pay attention to the hair. Because it starts subtly, too.
Yep.
They don't go from real long to bob.
Nope.
All of a sudden, it's like, do you like it?
You like it?
She cut an extra inch off.
Oh.
She said it would give me more body. That's what it starts with, a little more body.
Moves her head back and forth. It's so spunky.
Yeah.
My hairdo. It's like, yeah, okay.
So you're
right. That's not bad.
So that's when it's your problem, guys.
Yeah.
Because that's the warning sign. And then the next time she goes to the parlor.
The parlor. I've got to go to the parlor.
All of a sudden she's going to the parlor. What?
Oh. Used to go to the stylist or... now it's the parlor.
And then eventually it's just supercuts because it's the easy haircut. Why spend $100 if it's going to look like that?
She's using the electric razor on her sideburns, keeping it tight. And then she comes home with the short hair. What is that? You want to put your hands through that hair. You don't want to feel the top of it and have little bristles.
Look, and I'm not talking about the women that they're young and they do have the short hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the women that go from long hair to short.
Yeah. Yeah. Long hair, and then they just decide, that's it. They're cutting it all off.
Then it's above the shoulders all of a sudden.
It's easier. All their friends have the same haircut. I'm sure their husbands are all just... They drive that minivan around looking at girls with long hair, taking care of themselves. Sure.
And then something happens to their voices.
They get all low. That deep voice thing happens.
I gotta tell you, man.
Ramon, make me a parlor appointment.
I was still commuting from Long Island when we were doing afternoons here in New York, and what's matinee day? Like Wednesday or something?
I think Wednesday.
Wednesday, I would be on the train with all these with these just Jewish older women.
Oh boy!
And they all sounded manlier than I.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what happened to their femininity? Like that. I mean,
we're going to the movies.
You're exaggerating a little bit, but pretty close to that voice. They're all sitting around talking. I'm like, there's nothing feminine about these women at all.
No.
And it's not like they're ancient. They're probably in their upper 50s, early 60s.
Yeah. They lose touch with any bit of femininity that they had. That's just gone. And, their husbands have to sit there. And I'm sure, we're already getting women that are writing in saying, it's just as bad with the guys.
I'm sure it is. But we're not women, so...
Yeah, so we don't know that side of it.
See, ladies, this show is, like, from a male's point of view, okay?
And if the guy wants to turn into a fat slob sitting around the house and the chick is still taking care of herself, that's his problem. Because she's probably going to go out and find something else, something better. But... for the most part, the guy is a mess, and the woman's got the short bob haircut, and she's a mess, too.
So for the most part, it's both sides just give up?
They just give up. Yeah, they give up. You go out to dinner, and you sit around, and you're looking around, and you're just the mess that's in the restaurant. The woman with the woman that looks like the man, and the man that looks like the woman.
No, it's sad.
What happens over time?
I go out to eat a lot, and just looking around in restaurants, you just see so many couples eating their food. It's a Friday night. This isn't like a necessity dinner. This is like a Friday, Saturday night. It's obviously, quote, date night.
They're out.
Even for married couples and stuff, right? And I just see table after table after table of people just not talking.
Yeah.
Just looking down, eating their food with a little nod and kind of like a, really?
Nothing left to say to
real
each other.
Small, very slight small talk, and that is it. I mean, that is it. Table after table.
They have nothing left to say to each other. Nothing. They sit there, stare at each other, and just go, what the hell? What's she going to tell me about today? The kids? Nothing interesting? They have nothing in common anymore? Oh, and they're just trapped in that hell? What a nightmare. Take that minivan, floor it to about 80 miles an hour, because that's all they do, and then just ram into a pole.
Or do what that guy did.
Maybe that's exactly what he did. That's how he got started on it. Maybe that's exactly what that accident was. He was thinking about his life and said, you know something? Life just looks better about 50 yards off the road. Right here, I'm going for it.
And they should should install ramps on the side of the highway, just in case you're thinking about it.
You could just fly off like an
Just
evil
in case.
Knievel ramp?
Just in case. You're like, you know what? Here comes a ramp, and I'm not happy. I'm going to make this look good. Why not? Let's say hi to Bruce. Hey, Bruce, what's up?
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Morning, Bruce.
On the story of the ex-wives, my ex-wife did the same thing. The hair went. She got a little frumpy. We got divorced, and just the other day, I'm in the supermarket. I'm walking down this aisle, and I'm checking out this hot blonde, and go around the aisle. We lock eyes. It's my ex-wife, and I was just embarrassed, and I still feel like shit over it.
Really? She looked all hot?
Horrible.
She got herself back together?
Oh, she got herself back together. I mean, and I've seen her, drop my son off and this kind of stuff. But our relationship's an email relationship now, which is perfect for an ex-wife. And she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I just kind of crawled away.
Oh, she
I
must
like Jimmy
have loved
Norton
it.
after an escort.
She must have loved it.
Oh, God, it was horrible. All right, guys, punching out. I'm hitting traffic.
All right, thank you, Bruce.
Yeah. That's why I usually, not usually, always just have no contact with any exes. None whatsoever. Because you don't want to see that.
Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
the hell wants to see that they're looking better than they did when you were with them? Who the hell wants to see that? You want to see a slob.
Joe Rogan said it best when we were in L.A. I think you might have been playing poker. He said,
probably was.
He said, I can't speak for you or anyone else, but I agree with him. You don't want to know any of your exes are banging someone new. You just don't want to know. Just don't want to know.
Not right away. After a while, it just doesn't matter to you. You don't care anymore. But, yeah, right away. And you don't want to see him gussied up. You don't want to see him looking better. So you just cut all ties. Bye-bye.
I miss my one ex because we're actually one ex-girlfriend I'm really good friends with still.
Yeah, see that I have no.
But she's actually somebody who I don't mind it, and I don't get jealous. She dates guys. She doesn't care. Well, she's actually just a friend.
You're Seinfeld in a lane.
Exactly, pretty much, yeah. Except then I realized, like, wow, man, she was a great girl to date. She was fun. She's really smart. She has an insane sense of humor. And then she calls me and says how she threw an ashtray through her boyfriend's $7,000 plasma screen TV because they had a fight. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad that we're not banging anymore.
Thank
Just friends.
God.
What about
she's
the
a
other
cool
stuff she told told you. Can we get into
I
any of
don't
that?
care. Yeah, I wish too bad you can't get her on the air someday. She's out of her mind. She's one of my favorite people, but she's nuts.
I love this girl.
Yeah,
I know who he's talking about.
Oh, she's nuts.
She. What else did she do? She cashed one of his checks.
Oh yeah. She wrote herself, cut herself a check for $20,000 out of one of his accounts.
$20,000.
Yeah, but
and there were hookers involved in the relationship. They used to
Absolutely.
get hookers together and.
But she actually did. She actually felt bad and stopped the check. Like she didn't try to actually do it. Before it went through, she called and canceled it. Like she's like, "What am I doing? I can't do this."
We were sitting at Starbucks and she was telling us these stories, and I was out of my. What else? She stabbed the guy or something with something?
No, she cut his leg or something. I think she threw glass at him or something. Jesus Christ! And there were times that I looked at this girl's eyes and said, "I love you."
Oh man!
I never had that type of violence.
Good thing it worked out that way.
For the new audience, you got to explain your first date with her because that's a classic story, man.
It's actually kind of sweet. We
sweet.
We met on the Opie and Anthony show. People know it doesn't matter. I was driving my car and Opie and Anthony had a girl in the studio that kind of like being slapped during sex.
Okay.
Remember you guys called out on the air and said,
yes.
Jim, if you're listening, call in. This is before I was like a daily regular, and I called in and went into the studio and met her, and she was hot, and I slapped her a few times on the air. And we all laughed. And then she and I went. I said, "Come on, let's go down to the Comedy Cellar tonight."
Ooh. So this is a first date.
Sure.
Kind of like a first date. So we go down to the Comedy Cellar, and we're upstairs in the Olive Tree, and she's like, "Can I borrow $20?" All right. I'm like, I wonder what she needs that for, but I used to partake in certain activities, and I'm like, I think I know what she needs that for, and I probably won't be seeing her again for the rest of the evening. But I'm a good sport, so I said, here's 20, and she comes back about an hour later. I'm like, I couldn't believe she even came back. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, I tried to buy Coke in Washington Square Park, but the guy held a knife to my throat and took the money. So I think she had a water and a chicken kebab, and then I dropped her off, and we had oral sex in the car, and I dated her for 9 months after that.
She tried to buy Coke.
You know how it is on a first date?
Yeah.
You'll go out to score Coke from a Negro in Washington Square Park, and he holds a knife to your throat and takes the money, then you come back.
I love that.
I'm back, you silly goose.
Is that a great first date?
Wow.
Yeah.
But, what a lunatic.
Oh, she's nuts.
And then Jimmy...
but she's funny. She's like really a funny person. Dude, she's great.
No, she's a lot of fun. She really is a lot of fun. But then you realize she had a problem.
Yeah, 5 minutes after she walked back and said, I tried to buy Coke.
Well, no. Well, when she was getting up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom with her pocketbook.
Oh, yeah, we had to go to a wedding. We had to go to a wedding one day, and at 3 in the morning, she's running, this is when I lived in Jersey, she's running into my bathroom with her purse. I'm like, do you understand that I'm in recovery? You think I don't know what you're doing in there?
What are you doing?
She's like, no, I'm just going to the bathroom. I'm like, no, you're not. You're like a chatty Cathy doll. It's 3:30 a.m. You're grinding your teeth, and you're running into the toilet with your purse. This is not Port Authority we're sleeping at. You can leave the pocketbook.
Wow, man.
Then she hooked up with this other guy, and it just got nuts.
Yeah, after we broke up a long time ago.
This guy sounds like a complete psychopath that has a lot of money or something.
Yeah, I don't know why she and I never had that kind of problem with money. It was just like, just personality conflict. We just fought, but it was never like that. Like, never any of that violent crap. I never got involved in that shit. No. But one time this is why I knew I kind of loved her. I was going down on her one time, and she was getting really turned on, and she said, do you think little girls get wet when their fathers go down on them? And she came.
Wow, she said that?
Yeah, she said, yeah.
Holy
and she meant
what
it.
a nut.
Yeah, and she meant it.
Wow.
And she meant it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's twisted.
What is wrong?
But she's just one of those people that's like, I love having her as a friend. It's like, we dated, it got crazy, and believe me, I wasn't easy either. Still, I just like hanging with her, and she makes me laugh.
Nice.
Yeah. She loves pedophile humor. Gotta respect that.
Let's go back to the phone and say hi to Ron in Jersey. Ron, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, guys, stop.
Huh?
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ron.
Sorry, I'm here. Yeah, I think I got the worst ex-wife story. I was married for like 2.5 years. She put on about 30 pounds in that time. And then we got divorced about 6 months later. Me and my buddies went to a strip club in North Jersey, and she was working there.
She was dancing?
She was dancing on the pole, giving lap dances.
Wow. Looking all hot, right?
Looking perfect. She got her boobs done, I guess, about a month after we got divorced. So she had these nice new perky C-cups. Real thin. That sucked.
And what were you thinking as you were sitting there?
I wanted to kill every guy in the room, and I was thinking, man, why couldn't she decided she wanted those done when she was with me? What the fuck?
See, this is proven it does go both ways here.
Yep.
So. All right, thanks, Ron.
All right, thanks, guys.
Let's go to Sally. Hey, Sally, what's up?
Hi.
Hey.
You know, they were playing that one where Norton was spanking that girl on The Worst of Opie and Anthony this morning on one of those replay stations. It's kind of funny.
Well, that's not the same. That's not the same girl.
Stations.
This happened actually. That's not the same girl. This is a girl back in the NEW. This is probably like she and I were together on 9/11 in my apartment in Jersey. This is probably like around end of 2000, early 2001.
Well, what did Sally hear this morning?
Well, it was on that Live 365.
Oh, internet
The
stuff.
Worst of Opie and Anthony. And I think it was that old one. You were slapping her face and stuff.
Yeah, all our old shows are available all over the
really?
Internet. People are listening to the Opie and Anthony show around the clock now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. There's one website, oavirus.com, that has just amazing audio clips from the old days. And then there's other websites that are just running old shows. So, all right, thanks, Sally.
Okay.
We endorse the oavirus.com because that guy FedEx is amazing. He's got all the great highlights from the old days if you want to catch up on some of this stuff if you're a new listener. Corey from Jersey. What's up, Corey?
Hey, good morning, O&A.
Hey.
Hey, you guys are already scaring the shit out of me, man. I've only been married since October.
Oh, boy.
And my girl's already starting to talk about chopping her hair off, but she's doing it under the guise of doing that whole locks for love thing.
Oh.
She's like, I gotta grow it till it's about 12 inches, and then I'm gonna chop it all up. And
Well,
give
how
it
short is she gonna?
Give it to make out a wig or something.
Yuck.
It's for cancer kids. I mean, it's
Little cancer kids, get the hair.
So at least make sure you arc a nice sour batch into it before she cuts it off. At least you'll be able to secretly laugh about that.
God.
Some kid will be coughing with your load in his hair.
Oh, Jesus, what is wrong with you?
Oh, man.
That's horrible.
All right, Corey, thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys. Punch now.
All right, so anyway, we're going to talk about Steve and Billy there.
All right.
Why don't you do it, Billy? That's what we were getting at, I
Why
guess.
don't you do it, Billy?
And then we went to
the accident.
Yeah, the crash of the day, minivan, girls cutting their hair off. Ah, not bad.
Crazy ex-girlfriend.
I love how the show just taking turns and jamming on the brake and getting off the highway, getting back on the highway, stopping to help that poor soul because he's got a flat tire.
Yeah.
Oh, got to get pulled over by the cops for a little while.
Oops.
I think we're back on the highway, though?
Yeah.
All right.
Billy and Steve.
Billy and Steve, and Laurie Stokes is the one in the middle.
Oh, Laurie Stokes.
Who's kind of like, she's sort of like the go-between, kind of
referee.
Referee, kind of like a peacemaker in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony and I watch this morning news channel every morning because we're convinced there's going to be an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
We're convinced that Steve and Billy just absolutely hate each other. They're both under contract, so there's nothing they could really do with these two.
Mm-hmm.
And they secretly hate each other. The one guy...
Secretly?
Well...
You watch the show for more than a week, it's blatantly obvious.
You think?
Yeah.
Just with the subtleties and the body language and all that. That's what I mean by secretly. They're not openly, saying how much they hate each other.
It's because it's not that fun-spirited banter that you get on most of the news shows where the crew is sitting there and they joke with each other and it's all in good fun kind of thing. These two give each other shots and it's just out of hatred. They can't stand each other.
Yeah,
they're not good-natured jabs. They are very vindictive.
It's been reported that Stevie there, is a homosexual gentleman.
A homosexual?
That does a lot of crazy stuff, actually. I guess he was
stories about drugs
and stalking and
stalking.
I don't know. And he's the main anchor guy.
Yeah.
And then Billy's the weather guy, and it looks like Billy just doesn't like the faggot.
Really? You think it has to do with his sexual...
In my opinion, yes.
Wow.
In my opinion. Can't say for sure, but it looks like he's not tolerant of the gay lifestyle.
Well, for what Steve was saying today, perhaps that was a little jab at him for being homophobic, perhaps.
So we can't get enough. We prepare for the show, and we're always keeping an eye on the TV because you never know when it's going to flare up.
Yeah.
And it flares up little things.
Little things,
although,
but you put them all together.
Although we had the big one.
The big blowout.
That we've been playing for you guys, not over and over, but a few times. So let's play this, and then we'll play what happened this morning, okay?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Have you seen this? This is the big dress. There's something old, something new, and something that costs about $100,000. Here's a look at the wedding dress made for supermodel Melania Knauss, the former or the future Miss.
Wait, go over that name again, Steve. What was that?
You know what? Why don't you do it, Bill?
No, I'm not the anchor, Steve. Melania, right?
Why don't you go over? Why don't you do it?
I'm not the anchor.
Well, you know what then? Then I'll pipe down over there during the VO, wouldn't you?
What then, Steve?
Go ahead, do it, Bill.
It has 300 feet of satin.
If you're not the anchor, then don't interrupt me.
I wanted to know what
if
you
you're
said.
not the anchor, then
Go,
don't.
baby, go. Go.
The gown was designed by John Galliano for Christian Dior. And the bride plans another dress of Vera Wang design after the couple's first dance. Wedding is set for Saturday. Why don't you give it a shot there, Billy?
Hey, I'm just representing the audience. I heard mouth, and I'm just saying.
My bad. I'm sorry, Bill.
I'm not looking for an apology, Steve.
I know, so
I'm just
I'm
saying,
sorry.
would you like to take another shot?
No, I wouldn't.
I can't take a shot at it. That's why I do the weather. I don't read that stuff.
Right.
It is so cold
It is cold
outside.
It's cold in here, too.
Take a shot at the weather if you want. I don't. It don't matter.
I'm good with that.
Hey, dude, I get paid either way. It's the weather to start the day, and it will be a day where it will be a cold day.
Oh, man, that is one of my favorite clips. It's just so bad.
That codependent whore trying to keep mommy and daddy from fighting, just like the old days.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, you get the new problem?
Yeah, what is that?
What?
You get the new problem in your headphones?
Yeah, what is
That's
it?
another problem I've been bitching about for 4 or 5 months, but I don't know how to use the equipment, and they still haven't figured out.
Oh, the headphones go down.
Yeah, every time I switch inputs, let's call it.
Yeah.
See, because I just played that clip off T-News.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But now I need to go to the CD player, so now I have to make this pod available for the CD.
Yeah.
Change it so it'll play the CD on the air.
Gotcha.
It lowers all the headphone volumes.
Very interesting. I'm part of it now.
You're part of that problem.
Yeah, cool.
See, that's a problem we've had for since day one.
Mm-hmm.
I bitched about it. It never got fixed, so I just decided to live with it.
All right.
But I don't know how to use the equipment, Anthony.
I feel so privileged now. I'm part of that problem.
It's so funny. You go, what was that?
Because you used to talk about it.
I was
like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I've been dealing with that for 5 months.
Ooh.
5 months.
Sorry to hear that.
Watch. I go like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And
See?
oh boy.
Now we're really low in the headphones,
Yeah.
right? So that makes you want to scream and talk a lot louder.
What?
And then if I hit this down,
yeah,
it's back to normal.
That is back.
And I explained it, but no one will fix it. No one.
All right.
And then I'm told that maybe we don't know how to use the equipment.
I'm glad to be part of it.
So there you go. You're part of that problem, too.
Cool. Oh, there it is again.
Doesn't that suck?
That really sucks. It's a little low now.
Real low, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as I hit play on the CD player, the
Then it'll
headphone
be fine.
volume will pop back up.
Are you part of this, Jimmy?
Well, why don't you try and fix it, Opie?
Come on. It's not my job.
I didn't notice.
Just one of the many bugs and gremlins in the studio.
Yeah.
You get it fixed.
You know.
I wish you knew how to work the equipment, because obviously that's the problem.
Anyway, Anthony. See, now I have to turn this on. So we're back.
Ah.
And we gotta get feeds for the TV.
Huh?
We gotta get feeds for the TV, so you can just go right. Like once in a while, you'll be talking about a story and it's on TV. You gotta just be able to go right to the TV.
That's a whole nother thing.
That'd be fun.
Anyway, Steve and Billy.
Yeah.
Had a slight flare-up today. Just a slight one.
Slight. It's just one of the little things that they throw at each other on a daily basis.
And you could, if you listen, it's, I don't know. They're taking shots at each other.
They are taking shots. This isn't good-natured. This is little jabs.
So this is what happened this morning.
Did you see that guy, John Walls?
Yes.
I replaced him as a sports director in Charleston, South Carolina.
You're kidding me.
Used to be on the Golf Channel. Remember John Walls, Billy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Woke him up over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a sportscaster.
Oh, he's in the chat room. He's in the weather chat room right now.
What is that? Weathermen for Weathermen.
I'm talking to John Wall.
Straight on Eyewitnesses this morning. A disappointing attempt at a musical comeback for...
They kind of woke the weatherman up. He was busy over there. Steve tells him something and gets his attention, and you hear him off mic kind of go, oh, yeah. And he goes, oh, I woke him up over there. And then the girl says, oh, he's in a chat room.
Which he is. Probably getting the latest stats and stuff, you know.
And that's when Steve goes, oh, what is he, in Weathermen for Weathermen? He's trolling the internet for other horny weathermen to have sex with.
According to Steve,
great.
the anchorman.
Yeah. It's going to be a frontal system coming over your face. What are we, hot weathermen for hot weathermen. What do they talk to each other about? Yeah, going to be some snow in your face. Yeah, some white stuff.
A hail of semen in your mouth.
Weathermen for weathermen.
Did you see that guy, John Walls?
Yes.
I replaced him as a sports director in Charleston, South Carolina.
You're kidding me.
Used to be on the Golf Channel. Remember John Walls, Billy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Woke him up over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a sportscaster.
Oh, he's in the chat room. He's in the weather chat room right now.
What is that? Weathermen for Weathermen.
We're talking to John Wall.
Straight ahead on Eyewitnesses this morning. A disappointing attempt at a musical comeback for singer Jennifer Lopez.
What a tool. And you hear Laurie Stokes, she just...
step in the middle.
And she laughs uncomfortably. And she steps in before it gets ugly.
That's that female influence you want, you know, the awkward laugh and nothing else to contribute.
That would be the highest-rated news show ever if they just let those two go at it on a daily basis. Just try to get the news out over their hatred for each other. Just bashing each other. I love it.
Yeah, it's just it's a little thing we do every morning. We just take a peek at those two.
That's right, Billy.
All right.
Come on, Billy.
Let's go to George in Colorado. Hey, George.
Hey, guys. Morning.
Morning.
Hey, I've been married 8 years, and I know exactly what you're talking about. My wife, I've got the short hair now. She gained probably about 35, 40 pounds. She kept saying, I'm going to lose it. And she actually has lost about 10 pounds. But to make matters even worse, one of my regular delivery stops, the office manager is my ex-fiancé, who is now getting into swimwear modeling.
Oh, brother.
And I'm like, I just started delivering to this customer like 3 weeks ago, and I saw her for the first time, and I'm like, you look familiar. And she introduced herself, and I'm like, oh, my God. And then she told me what else she's doing, and I'm like, I told my dispatcher, I said, that's got to be my regular stop now.
That's fine.
Could you still bang her, dude?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to try and hook back up with her. I'm actually on my way to see her today.
Did you blow it, or did she cancel it?
Kind of mutual.
Oh.
We just kind of, it just gotten to that point where we couldn't stand each other anymore.
Okay.
Wow.
Sex was great, but that was the only thing that was there.
Oh, that's classic.
All right, punch out.
Thanks, George.
That marriage is over. He's going to hook up with his ex. That's it.
Right.
Over, Johnny.
Why don't we step aside and take a break?
Try to wolf down our food.
There's an interesting story about what happens to married guys when we come back from the break. Little tease there. I'm trying to do radio teases.
That was awful.
That was a good tease.
Sounded
You
like
have a long way to go before you're...
That wasn't a good radio tease?
Before you're doing the Norton and Friends show, man.
Why? This is Norton and Friends. I need a guy who does impressions, a guy to work the board, and a guy to herk and jerk a little bit. That's what I need.
Herk and jerk.
You gotta sell it a little more.
Oh, wait till we come back from break. There's a story about what happens when guys get married. Coming up soon.
Ugh. All right, I can't wait.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Owenday virus.
No, not really.
What made you get into it in the first place if you said you didn't belong in it?
You guys really don't want to hear that story.
I kind of do.
Don't.
That's what I want to hear, is how you got into that business.
I was a very insecure woman. I should say young girl.
How old were you when you got in?
21.
Okay. 21. You're 21. You're insecure about yourself? And
yes, I had a child who had a disability, and I was basically told if I cared at all about by
Wait.
Like I said, it's a long story. It's not something you really want to hear.
No, it's kind of but that's the interesting part. This is interesting.
Your child, you were trying to take care of your child. What was the matter?
He had to have open heart surgery, and he has Down syndrome. That is not funny.
That's terrific.
Stop that.
That's terrific.
Excuse me?
I don't know. Somebody is hitting buttons here that they probably shouldn't play. Tony, so you're insecure.
What was that?
So you're insecure.
No.
Touched by an angel. So you were trying to raise money just to kind of make ends meet, and this is the kind of direction you went to.
You're absolutely right.
You look back and you kind of wish I didn't go in that direction.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's something.
That's brilliant.
That's the kind of stuff that I wanted to hear. I don't really, care about the implants and how much they were sold for or anything. It's that inner story of how you got into this business.
Well, that inner story was a very naive, insecure young girl, and got led into something, and then I finally grew up, I guess, came into my own, realized what life is about, and it's not about that business. It's about family and positive, healthy relationships.
Of course it is.
Is it hard to keep intimacy, like when stuff like that's going on, like when you go to work to come home and have intimacy? It's got to be like a real intimacy blocker, right?
I mean, you're talking in the past?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, I've talked to people in the business. They say it's hard to be in an intimate relationship when you're going off and having very unintimate, like, sex, and then you come back home, and it's hard to separate the two.
Well, I was never going off having sex anywhere.
Everybody, get into it. Get stupid, get retarded, get retarded, get retarded.
Everybody!
Hello.
Do you think that a lot of people, like, one of the problems people who rail against the adult industry say is that a lot of people are kind of led in a certain direction and kind of are misled about what the business is going to be. Did you find that happen with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Really, you had this impression that it was going to be one thing, and it turned out to be something completely different.
A bunch of things.
No, actually, it just turned out not to be for me.
Are you
exploitive?
Are you still a chubby woman these days, or
chubby?
Thanks. Actually,
like when people want to see you naked at this point? Average, yeah.
Well, when you get out of the business, I guess, you know, life goes on.
Life does go on. Actually, life began.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading. Starting Monday, the Opie and Anthony show will be live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday, with replays throughout the day.
Unbelievable.
On XM 202.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. I guess all the hotline and warm line numbers have been changed. So if you're a big-time celebrity that's going to be calling the show today, you got the wrong number.
Yes.
Ben came running in here. He's really pissed off.
He's fuming.
Ben rarely gets pissed off. He's just really, really pissed. No one told him that they were changing the hotline numbers and the warm line numbers. Bruce, who runs the New York facility, he was in here last week. I heard him say that there were new lines going in. But I guess he never told Ben, and there's a lot of people that are supposedly trying to call today.
I guess guests.
And
supposed to be calling in, and they have the hotline number, which will now, as Ben said, just ring aimlessly.
There's no forwarding number on there or anything?
No.
So, I don't know. That's today's little niche.
Why wouldn't you just forward it for like a week? Like have it just ring into the new one?
Huh?
I know what you meant. Why wouldn't you have it just ring into the new one for like a week? You call forwarding for a week.
Well, that seems too logical, Jimmy.
That makes a lot of sense.
But our goal... Go ahead.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Our goal is to get everything fixed by the time we get knocked off the premium channel.
Ben was herking and jerking in anger.
Yeah,
that awful which I'd never like to see.
I was watching the Bernie Getz video last night on FoundryMusic.com.
Oh, yeah,
the
classic.
Security footage is getting downloaded like crazy. Like thousands of times already.
Oh, yeah. People love it.
You know, the time Bernie Getz freaked out, you know, the subway vigilante, shot 4 black guys on the subway, and we pissed him off, and he went after me a little bit. And we didn't think we had video of it, but we forgot that we had these security cameras, so we got the security video, and people are loving it. And a few people have commented that when Ben enters the studio, you know, because it's a security camera and it's already herky and jerky a little bit. It's choppy or whatever, that it solves Ben's herky-jerky problem.
It, like, cancels it out?
It cancels it out, so Ben looks like he's just walking through the doorway completely normal.
Those things really work, those cameras?
Yeah, they're running, you know, the whole time.
Oh, you haven't seen the clip? It's pretty funny.
Where does the tape go to? Where does this get taped?
You haven't seen the Bernie Getz clip yet?
No.
Through the security camera?
I want to know where it go. Where does this actually go to? Does it get saved? What happens?
Poe's office. In the Kevlar bulletproof office.
Anthony, the video's been up about a day. 5,100 times it's been downloaded already.
Wow.
That's just one lousy clip on FoundryMusic.com.
Nice.
5,100 times.
A lot of people are commenting on how you completely threw Eric to the wolves there.
I admitted it.
You just grab him like Dr. Smith used to grab Will.
Yeah.
And hold him, oh dear, with the monsters coming. And
you know why I had to admit it?
Why?
Because there's video
on
of it.
camera. Because it's on camera.
Oh, if it was audio, I'd be like, hell no, man. I stood up to him. I was trying to punch him over Eric.
You grabbed Eric and used him as a shield, a meat shield, between you and Bernie.
Eric was awesome, too. He was very impressive that day. Very, very impressive. Oh, Jimmy, you got that little story?
Oh, funny.
Well,
tying in with the old married thing.
Right.
Because of you, no one changed their channel.
That's right.
No one went to the 90s channel or Hank's Place or Ethel or
the Boneyard
or Home Plate on XM 175.
Or the Comedy Channel or Laugh USA if you like clean humor.
Comedy Channel's 150.
Elbow to the ribs.
What's Broadway?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
All right, good.
No one cares. I think it's Channel 48 because they change it every time they get a new listener. So hopefully it'll be 49 by the end of the year. No one listens to that nonsense.
You notice that we all walked around we all looked around the room for that one go-getter that was
Who
going
knows?
to go, oh, it's Channel.
I know.
Right.
I know. You do?
We're all just waiting to throw that person
Steve will
under
know
the
it,
bus.
believe me. It's Channel 117.
What is that of?
That's after Bernie attacked you. You made your own little fort. You stacked the chair and the lamp and the garbage can right in front of you so no one can get near you.
I'm such an
Fortress
ass.
Opie.
I like to be reminded that I'm really an ass. All right, go ahead, Jimmy. You got your little story?
Sure do. 911 husband freezes to death.
Oh.
A Long Island dad froze to death in Tuesday's snowstorm because he fell and hit his head on the ice and couldn't tell the cops where he was from his cell phone. Robert Flynn, they couldn't find him because he had lied to his wife and said he had to go to work because he wanted to go out drinking with his friends.
Wanted to go out drinking with his buddies, had to lie to his wife and say he was going to work.
And he slipped on the ice drunk and hit his head, and he called. He must have been disoriented. He couldn't tell them where he was, and they found him dead. He froze to death.
Froze to death under his car. They couldn't find him. He smacks his head. He's all like,
oh, my
God. Calls on the cell phone, says, help me. And they couldn't find him. Asked his wife, I'm sure, hey, where was he? Oh, he's working. No, he's not. Just trying to drink with the boys.
She's like Sonny's wife on Dog Day Afternoon, yelling. The kids are they going to shoot me in the head?
God, that just sucks to be you. Huh?
Oh,
wow, that is a sucks to be you.
Who freezes to death like in this day and age? Never happened. Joe boy, prejudice against thermal heating.
This day and age.
Guy was just trying to go out for a few wobbly pops to get away from the nagging wife and ends up dead under his car.
Ends up frozen.
Unless he's I can't totally. I would love to just go on and rant about how she killed her husband through nagging, but he might be a complete drunkard who had promised to quit drinking.
I'm going to work. Meanwhile, he's going out drinking, and perhaps he was, told not to drink, or he's an alkie or something like that. And he slipped on the ice, hit his head. Maybe he was drunk.
Oh, maybe. How do you hit your head and not be able to get up? I mean, I've fallen down, but how do you not be able to get into your car?
Or if you can make the phone call, then you should have your wits about you enough to know where you are.
Yeah.
Perhaps alcohol had a little bit more to do to it than the blow on the head. Hey, perhaps if he had gotten into his car and started driving, he would have killed some poor innocent person.
Right.
See? So it all works out for the better.
Sure does. Clunk on the head.
And then there's a unlucky lottery.
Yeah.
The guy that was smoking on the roof.
Oops.
Sitting out the window, actually.
Yeah, he was sitting out his window a few stories up. And because he was smoking a cigarette.
Listen to this story,
Sick story.
See, that smoking will kill you.
A 28-year-old man who was smoking out the window of an Upper East Side apartment plunged 6 stories to his death yesterday morning. 6 stories?
Yeah, 6 stories. Yeah.
Cops are unsure whether Ian Honeycutt of Illinois fell out by accident as he leaned out the window or was swept by gusting winds while sitting on the windowsill.
Ouch. Yeah, a little gust of wind came. They said it was like 40-mile-an-hour gusts.
Wow.
And one perhaps 6 floors up, kind of grabbed him and threw him off the ledge. He plummeted.
He's leaning forward to probably jab it against the wall, like put it out before he throws it.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, flick the ash. So it doesn't, because you didn't want the ashes blowing back on him. So he might have leaned out to get that ash a little extra room. Oh boy. And then God decides. Gonna blow you off the.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm reading further. So the 9th floor apartment, which is here in New York City, belonged to his aunt, who did not allow smoking in her home.
Oh, so the aunt killed him.
So the guy's like, he was fully clothed and he had a scarf, hat, and gloves on, even though he was, he was on the 9th floor.
So you figure that wouldn't really be a suicide. You wouldn't get all that stuff on if you were going to just jump.
Yeah, he was bundling up to have a cigarette, so
Yeah.
he must have been really leaning out that window or sitting like
He was sitting on the ledge. Jeez, just open the window and blow the smoke out.
Probably didn't. I can still smell that.
Oh. You're smoking in here?
Rotten old curmudgeon whore. Hope you're happy. Your nephew's dead because you couldn't take a little secondhand smoke. You killed him, you pig.
That lazy bastard should have gone downstairs.
that's what I was
that's a good
gonna say.
point.
Smoke outside.
That's true. Filthy cigarette smoker. You gotta play both sides of the fence.
Of course you do.
You got what you deserved. If it wasn't now, it would have been in 30 years. Dirty lung poisoner.
He's not a pro. He's an amateur. He's not. He's not taking his habits seriously.
No.
I mean, you drive around New York City, you see everyone bundled outside their buildings. You got to really be into your freaking addiction to smoke when it's 10 degrees outside with your fellow smokers.
I hate walking by them.
I know.
Big cloud of smoke hits you when you're walking down the sidewalk. Knock it off already. Jesus Christ. All right, it is enjoyable.
Yep.
You got to give smoking that. It's damn enjoyable. But, still kill you. And it's just an awful, filthy, stinky habit.
Can I tell you, when I went to the dentist yesterday on Long Island, I was so grateful that I had quit smoking, just because she said I had very good teeth.
Good teeth, Jimmy.
Little Jimmy Norton takes care of his teeth. I had still some staining from smoking and all that, but she
Yellow
cleaned them.
staining, was that?
Yeah, from yeah.
urine.
Why? I don't understand what this one is. I forget it. Just wipe it off. You like chocolate cake a lot, don't you?
Oh my God!
Wow. Your teeth are so clean. Do you rinse with ammonia of some sort? Because that really cleans your teeth.
But she told me I had great bone. They do this weird test on your teeth where it's really uncomfortable to get the X-rays. They take like 30 X-rays of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then she puts this little thing and it goes 3, 1, 2, 1 over each tooth. They actually put a thing between your tooth and gums real quick, and they measure the distance to make sure that your teeth and gums are like between each part of your teeth and the gums.
Yeah. Why are you explaining something that everyone goes through?
Do you mean you've actually done that?
Oh my! Everyone
Jimmy's
in their
like,
cars
huh?
right now are like, you're explaining a teeth examination.
You're explaining a visit to the dentist.
No, but
Yeah,
I've gone to
How
many,
long has it been?
a couple years.
You were explaining that like you're the only person that's ever been through it.
They take pictures.
They take 30
Wow.
X-rays.
No.
He actually said it takes 30 X-rays, and they're very uncomfortable.
Wow.
And they take this instrument and go 1, 2, 2, 3.
I never had that before.
3, 1, 2, 3, 3.
I never had that before.
And then they take this thing. It's like a fishing line. And they actually go in between your teeth.
All right.
Stop it.
No.
There's a small little toilet bowl next to me that the water goes down it in a swirl and you spit into it.
And they give you fluid, but they don't want you to drink it. You rinse, and they want you to waste this lovely beverage. No, I understand.
Guys, it's really weird that they start by putting a bib on you.
Oh, stop it.
I'm like ready to eat, but it's really heavy and filled with sand and lead. This isn't for food. Why are you running out of the room? I really don't take a good picture. Ha, LOL. That's right. Dentist for dentist. It's a chat room. Ha, ha, ha.
Although he did tell us about something that they don't usually get at the dentist office.
Yeah.
To relax you. Full release masturbation.
Yeah, that was one thing they do. This is like, it's like a wellness thing.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering for a cleaning and an exam and all that crap. And when you're getting your cleaning, they numb your gums a little. You can get gas if you want, but I was afraid it would make me throw up. Yeah. But you didn't know this.
They have a special gas that they give you?
Well, it's
What is this gas you speak of?
Well, after this segment, it's when they put you in a car and you put a hose through the window and they clean your teeth while you breathe deeply.
I'm surprised you have any teeth left. It's obviously been a really long time.
No,
since
I
you've
just
gone.
never had that. The last time I went to the dentist, it was an Asian when I lived in Cliffside Park, about 3 years ago, and I had a post put in, a cavity fix. I never got the crown done, and I can't believe my tooth hasn't snapped out.
Wow.
But I have actually excellent dental care. I have like 2 cavities, but whatever.
How do they take care of that?
Yeah, they'll fix that.
They do with lasers now.
And how do they fix cavities?
I don't know. I think they just tie a little string around it and put it to the door and push it closed. So they do this other thing. Let's see if you knew about this. They're getting ready to clean my teeth, and she says, would you like a foot massage?
Oh.
And I say yes. So the woman comes in and actually will roll your pants up, take your shoes and socks off, and rubs your feet and calves for like 15 minutes of the cleaning. It was fantastic.
That is really odd for a dentist.
It is odd, but it's very relaxing because you don't realize. I realized I was tensing my feet up because every once in a while they dig you. I have sensitive gums.
I must say this can't be at the the free clinic or anything. I'm sure they wouldn't want people walking in with disgusting feet and then having to massage them.
No, this woman is actually excellent.
High end.
Very good,
dentist?
yeah, very good. And I'm gonna go back to her and get a nice laser whitening.
Can I get a recommendation?
Yes.
Perhaps I'll go. Jimmy Norton sent me.
Yeah, please do, because she's great.
Let's go to Max. Hey, Max.
Hey, boys, what's going on? I was just wondering if Opie's dentist wants him to bend over when he puts a glove on.
Wait,
you're a dentist. No, I got to stick my finger up your butt.
All right.
We're in your apartment.
I went to one of these dentists that was like into the herbs and stuff instead.
Like holistics?
Yeah, whatever it's called. He didn't really believe in all this drug stuff.
What, the stuff that takes the pain away?
Exactly, so...
What kind of kooky dentist is this?
He made me chew on some kind of weed and take some kind of herbal vitamin before he did the work, saying this will do the same as Novocaine or whatever.
What are you doing in a dentist that does this? Don't they know? Dentists have the greatest stuff now to take the pain away of dentistry.
This guy didn't believe in it, but he believed in the natural way.
What kind of root?
I was expecting him to make me bite down on a belt buckle like it was like
a leather strap or something.
Like the Wild Wild West. Here, take a shot of this wild turkey.
Did it take the pain away or no?
That's what I'm going to do when I use someone else's line around here.
Just look at them?
Look at them and go, wild turkey. That was Nathaniel's contribution to the show today as I was telling the story in the office before the show.
Did it work?
No, it didn't work. It hurt like hell.
Of course it does. You need the real drugs. You
it was
need
like
Novocaine.
some kind of weed or some kind of, I don't know. And then like
Did
a
he
vitamin
shoot you with the
thing.
Novocaine?
No.
What, a dentist without Novocaine? That's insanity.
I'm sure he has it.
Then why didn't he use it?
I don't think I needed cavities. This was more for like a cleaning and stuff like that.
Did they Novocaine you for the cleaning?
They would have, but no.
No?
Again, they had the options were gas, the gel, and then there's a really strong gel, which they said makes your throat feel like numb. So I just got the medium gel, and it worked fine.
Medium? Yeah.
It was fine. it was nasty, but, it helped. The inside of my teeth now, my lower teeth are sensitive to the cold because I got a good scraping.
Yeah, they'll be sensitive for a little while.
For a couple days, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm breathing in. I can feel it.
All right, let's say hi to Jim in Illinois. Jim, what's up?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, sorry, I had to put my cigarette out instead of lead sinker. Jimmy.
Yeah.
I can barely hear you guys, by the way, so sorry. But,
Hey, you know what? Well, this might be probably a very easy promo to do. Can we do the, hey, I can't hear you guys promo?
Oh, wow, that would be cool. Just a bunch of callers saying, I can't hear you.
So to the tool in Washington who doesn't think that I know how to run the equipment, or possibly the guys don't know how to run the equipment, explain that one, ass. Explain how the listeners for the last 5 months off and on have been saying, I can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me what I could do to boost their phone volume, and I'll do it tomorrow, instead of sitting there in Washington going, so maybe they just don't know how to run the equipment up there.
Right now I can hear you.
Yeah, because we have to raise our voices to yell again in Washington.
All right.
Okay.
Jim, so what were you saying, sir?
All right, Jimmy.
Yes.
Jimmy.
I'm right here, sir.
Okay. Why aren't you on 150?
I think they play clips on 150, to be honest with you.
No. I mean, I haven't heard you. I mean, I've had XM since 2001, and I haven't heard you on 150. And you got a hell of an act, and I just don't know why they don't have it on there.
I got to be honest, we're very honest in this show, and unfortunately Washington doesn't really appreciate that for the most part. We haven't made the connection with 150 that we should have.
Yeah.
We just haven't. There's no real relationship between our show and 150, and in the end, this is a comedy show, and for the most part, 150 can't be bothered. They don't. I don't even know who. I don't know who runs the channel. We've never had a meeting with those guys. I think they've thrown Jim Norton on there a little bit. I know they interviewed us way in the beginning, and that was it. You would think they would like.
you're on XM though. You're both on XM. There's no competition.
Right.
It's not like, it's not like two radio stations. It's like you're on the same system.
It's just another thing that we got to work out, I guess. But I'm really surprised that there's absolutely no relationship between us and 150.
Mm-hmm. Is that anyone's fault or it just hasn't happened? I don't think anyone's rejecting anybody.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. It's just it's strange. It's strange to me.
Thanks, man.
If I was running, 150, I would search us out in a second. Go, hey guys, you want to do a little something? Maybe a segment where you play your favorite comedy bits, or I don't know, or take a segment from the Opie and Anthony show and really feature it on 150.
No,
I listen to 150 a lot. It's one of my top 5 stations on XM, and I barely hear our presence. Barely.
Well, you know what, Opie? Maybe in a week or two when my second CD drops, we'll send a copy over to 150.
New stuff.
Yeah, it's
nice.
being pressed right as we speak.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to Joe.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Joe.
Hey,
man.
Hi, Joe. I have a pretty strange dentist, too, to get back on topic. The other day I was getting a filling, and right in the middle he stops and logs onto the New York Radio message board.
That's very funny.
Wow, I didn't even think of going to him. I wonder where he practices.
That's very good. I don't even feel like
sniffing.
I don't even feel like explaining that. I mean, there's people out there getting it, and
that's funny.
Others, I'm sorry, that one you're not going to get.
I should have went to him. You looks like you got a cavity here. Thanks, Doctor Sniffing.
I guess
the mecca of all dentistry.
All right, I guess now we're getting into it. This dentist in New York, he's also a radio expert. We can't figure out why.
Can't figure out how that works.
But he runs a radio message board here in New York City, and he's like, he knows everything that's going on, the ins and outs of radio in New York City.
He's the go-to guy with the inside information on New York radio. If something's happening in New York radio, the first place you'll hear about it before the news or anything else is the New York radio message board. And the guy that runs it is Alan Sniffen, dentist.
Full-time dentist.
He's a dentist.
Full-time.
Yeah.
And these dentists, they work what? Like animals. They work 12-hour days, 6 days a week. When do you have time to run a message board? And when do you have time to be an expert on radio? But he does it.
He probably listens to it all day in the office.
Yeah, probably does.
Working on dentistry, that's probably what you do.
He even knows everything about Anthony and I, and I don't think this show's being...
he's got insiders. He's got, he's got informants in the business, and he just he posts and has people post on his message board. I just can't, because he posts at all hours. So you're figuring he probably is working on somebody, and then, all right, get the other patient ready, and he runs into a room and posts some stuff and runs back in. Little Novocaine.
I wonder if he's a good dentist or if he gets angry and takes it out on his patients. Somebody criticizes him in the post, he forgets the Novocaine. Motherfucker.
The thing is, he does this thing every week or month or whatever it is.
Board Reflections. Once a month, I think.
And it's a little synopsis of the top topics on his board. And he does it in real audio. So, whatever it is. Some audio program. And you get to listen to it.
Did you say real audio?
It used to be real audio. That's the last time I listened to it. I didn't know if he was still using real audio.
Way to go, 1999.
Yeah, really. He was real audio. I don't know.
All right, so he uses his mini disc player.
Real audio.
Hello, it's Board Reflections on Victrola. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Real audio.
That was the last time I listened to it. It was on real audio. Alan Sniff, and he has jingles that sound like the old hit radio jingles, and he talks about radio in a radio voice. Yet you can never forget he is indeed a dentist.
He does know a lot about radio. He's like one of those guys. He just loves radio because he doesn't just talk about talk radio. He talks about hip hop. Any station that's in New York gets discussed.
Yeah.
So it's and it's all the ins and outs and just stuff that I don't get. But he actually was a pretty decent supporter, surprisingly, once this show got booted.
He's a picture whore like Jimmy.
Is he really?
Yeah, you constantly see pictures of him with all these old
I've never
shots
seen him. Where's there a
stuff.
picture of him? I've never seen a photo of Alan Sniffen.
You'll take a look.
Why didn't I go to him? I'm sure he would have been good.
He's a cute little guy.
Is he handsome?
He's a cute little guy.
Is he short? Aw, little
I think
fella.
He looks like a little guy.
Probably stands on your thighs when he's fixing your teeth.
Yeah. All right, let's say hi to Joe. What's up, Joe?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, man.
All right. Listen, they do play Sugar Tits clips up on 150.
Oh, they do?
A lot?
Definitely. I've heard it numerous times up on 150 between switching channels and stuff, so I don't know who that was, but they definitely play it.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
You got it, boss.
I never listen to the comedy channel. I just don't listen to comedy, really. So.
Nah, they play you Sugar Tits. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, my friend.
Why is that, Jimmy? You think they're all hacks?
No, a lot of them are, but a lot of them are very good. I just don't want to. I'm not interested in what other comics are doing. I don't watch them or I don't listen to them.
Really?
Nah, I don't want to pick up any ideas
Is
without
that
knowing
why
it.
you don't want to
Sure.
like inadvertently pick something up?
Absolutely. For years, I haven't watched comedians. I
Wow.
don't go down and watch them. Attell, how funny is Dave Attell? I mean, I'd love to sit down there and watch him every night.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I'm with you, man. Besides listening to Howard Stern every day.
Right. Yeah, of course.
I refuse to listen to any other radio guys.
Absolutely. I'll fast forward right through those commercials, man. I'll only listen to, say, 3 hours of that show.
That old gag. Yeah, we listen to Howard every day, you asses. Wake up. Like I want to be listening to radio when I'm not doing radio. Dick.
I don't listen. I listen to the replay, the replay of this show on my way home. That's pretty much it. Just to hear, get the vibe of the show without sitting here. Sometimes I have to listen to it and go, okay, this is what was going on.
I'm building
kind of different than when you're sitting here.
Dude, I'm building my own radio station with my iTunes.
Yeah.
I can't even. I mean, well, obviously, because they're writing about it like crazy. Commercial radio is so dead, and
stinks.
And they just are delusional.
Yeah.
As soon as you discover, whether it's satellite radio, your iPod, your iTunes, why would you listen to commercial radio? I'm building my own channel at home, basically. I'm throwing comedy bits and everything from Muddy Waters to Miles Davis to the Stones to Nirvana, Zeppelin, everything I like.
Miles Davis.
Dude, a little...
I know it sounds hip and all,
No,
but...
dude.
WOPI.
a little taste of Miles Davis, I'm telling you.
What?
I'm not talking about listening to a whole album. What I do, I do the party shuffle with my iTunes. And it's amazing, just a quick scramble of all the music in your library, what will pop up on the screen and
I'm
the variety.
convinced no one really likes Miles Davis.
Dude,
I'm convinced that Miles Davis is only on a playlist so you can say Miles Davis is on a playlist.
No. I'm not one of those, overly hip cats that tries to be too cool for the room. Trust me, not at all. But Earl will come by with CDs every once in a while, and he goes, "You got to check out." I guess there was a Miles Davis box set.
Oh, he's trying to get you interested in the black artists.
And then, I guess it's his one album that was just legendary. I don't even know the name of it. See, I really don't. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And one Sunday, I'm just reading the papers. I throw it in like for a goof, and it's nice.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool.
What is it?
Would I listen to Miles Davis?
Do you have any Miles Davis over there?
Would I listen to Miles Davis 24 hours, all the time, or a whole album? No, but a little taste. It's not bad at all.
Let me feel the mood.
And then I throw in my favorite comedians. Nah, if you're gonna play Miles Davis,
Kind of Blue is probably
Kind of Blue.
Yeah,
See, Ben knows.
Ben knows.
Well, it's Sunday music.
No, but Ben, that's fine. Ben is too hip for the room. Like, I understand why Ben would listen to Miles Davis. Because he's a kook.
No, it's great music for Sunday morning when you're reading the newspaper.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't listen to music when I read the
Oh,
newspaper.
I'm reading.
I'm online.
You gotta open
listen
up
to
your
Ozzy.
You gotta open up your mind, man.
I will open up my mind, but not for Miles Davis.
No, I listen to Sabbath or Thelonious Monk. That's what I enjoy. when I'm
See,
reading the
there's
paper.
jazz. Thelonious Monk.
I don't like jazz though. I tried.
How can you not like jazz?
Let me
Jazz
explain.
I know. I'm not
Stinks.
gonna. It stinks.
It really, guys, I was with you. I'm not.
It's like 5 guys playing a different song all at the same time.
I was with you guys. I'm telling you. I threw in the Miles Davis. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
What I was saying is, I tried to like jazz. You have to. It's just a vibe. You either love it or you don't love it. Like I listen to who's the drummer, the Buddy Rich.
You're right.
Buddy Rich.
I listen to like some of his stuff. I liked it because he's an amazing drummer. But I'm just not a fan of jazz, man. I can't get into it.
No.
1 out of 50 jazz songs, I go,
keep
oh,
going.
that kind of made sense to me.
Jazz is great.
I just never liked it, dude.
Keep going. I'll find a song that.
Smooth listening.
Well, no, not
Yeah,
that
right
Kenny
here.
G crap. I'm talking real jazz like Coltrane.
Ba-doom, 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 boom.
No Sabbath, Jim.
Oh,
Exactly.
it's awful.
Hold on.
Sabbath is from the blues, not jazz.
This is what I was listening to last night.
Right?
A little piece of this.
Let's hear little Miles. This is Miles.
No, put on So What. Is this So What?
Stop singing
Yes,
that song.
So What?
You realize it stinks.
That's the most famous song off
Big
Kind of
deal.
Blue.
Wait, hold on. This is all right. Yeah, find So What, but
No, this is fine.
Let this play.
awful. This is making my point. This is music that they play at a wake.
What'd you do when you were listening to this? Hit 7?
I was just sitting there, all happy. This mellows me out.
You know, this is great music if you're opening your veins in a tub.
There you go.
Drift off to.
This is what I was. What are you doing?
Yeah, but
I was
heroin
getting
needle
into it.
stuck in your arm. Yeah, let it roll.
Let it roll. He's just starting to get into it, man. Feel the vibe. I sit there at my computer. This is playing in the background, and I start writing out my poetry for my radio show.
Yeah, I gotta get my poetry. Yeah, but this is really, this is really mellow, Miles.
I can't even wear my headphones on with this playing.
Why?
But there's
it's screaming in my ears.
There's like an album On the Corner that's like totally like a funk album, and then there's Sketches of Spain. This is like real mellow.
You know what music this is? You listen to this if there's a red neon light flashing outside your seedy hotel room window. That's it. This is like, what year is it?
Dude,
this day and age.
I was waiting for a dame to show up.
So there she was. She showed up at my door.
I had a couple martinis just sitting there chilling.
The wind got knocked out of my lungs like I'd been hit by a cannonball. She had stems that went from here to tomorrow. Listen to this garbage.
But what do you, when you get up on Sunday and you sit and read the newspaper and have coffee, or say you do that?
The TV remote's in my hand.
Right.
I'm watching television.
You
act like it's the 21st century.
You need to open up your mind, man.
I open up my mind.
And Jim gets up, you put Sabbath on.
You act like there's no Craigslist on Sunday. I got listen to different music on Sunday.
I also have music choice, so I throw on the real mellow, like the new age stations and things like that. Sunday, yes, you got to mellow out.
I'll listen to Lucy or Top Tracks. Why am I putting this in just because it's Sunday? This would depress the shit out of me if I'm sitting there. It's Sunday. This is the soundtrack to depression.
This is my Sunday, right here, Miles Davis, and then a little CBS Sunday Morning, so I can listen to the sounds of snow in New Hampshire.
Just you drumming and the mouse playing horns on the counter.
This is Travis Bickle driving his cab music.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Through seedy, dark, wet New York streets full of steam.
And you think the song's over, and you're like, oh no, there was just one piano key clink for 30 seconds. Is this the next track, or is it the same one?
Yeah, how did this end?
It's not about how it ends.
It's 9 minutes long.
Of course it is.
The song is 9 minutes long. This is Heroin Addict.
This is part of my radio station that I'm building through iTunes.
But WDUL.
But when there's,
and then I have my favorite comedians like Bill Hicks, Norton. You made the cut.
Ooh.
Brian Regan, some Chris Rock in there.
Boss.
Oh, geez.
Boss didn't make the cut on my radio station at home. And then, while I'm doing email and show prepping and surfing and all that.
Oh, wait, this part.
I have my iTunes on Party Shuffle, so it'll go from Miles to Zeppelin to Nirvana to Muddy Waters, a little blues, then a comedy piece.
Look, I understand these guys are great musicians. A lot of them are great musicians. It just doesn't move me. It doesn't.
No.
I don't think they stink. I know they're good. It just doesn't hit.
You're not hearing me, though. I'm not talking about listening to a whole album.
No, I know.
Well, although on Sundays in the background,
this is the length of one album. It's 9 minutes for one song.
Not listen to one album. It's like, I won't take the whole cock in my ass. Just the head. It's still getting fucked in the ass. I don't enjoy this.
Well, let me correct you on that.
Oh, okay.
It's not technically getting fucked if you only take the helmet and you look back and laugh at him. I dare you to put more in.
Wow, was that boring and depressing and awful dated music?
Why can't I play?
Stinks.
Why can't I play Ben's? What did I do wrong?
And I could imagine Ben just listening to that, herking, reading the paper.
This is So What?
Taking phone calls from everybody.
This is the one Ben likes. And then
this is So What?
And then all of a sudden the Stones pops up on my Party Shuffle.
I want to get an
Pearl
iPod.
Jam.
I don't have one. How many songs are you on your iPod?
I couldn't even tell you.
More than 500?
Oh God.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could fit 10,000 if you want.
Dude, I'm on my laptop runs out of steam on a plane.
Really?
I try to listen to music and I only get 3 hours of battery.
Your new laptop.
Someone is saying that this is music to smoke Luckies to.
Lucky Strike.
Sure, it's a Negro playing this horn. But at least they don't live in your neighborhood. Light up a Lucky and count your blessings.
This is...
terrible.
I just don't get it.
It's terrible.
Call me uncultured.
Dude, it's not about... This is the type of stuff you don't have it in the forefront. It's just kind of like background music as you're just kind of doing stuff around.
That's how you know
your
music
place.
is bad when someone's like, "Oh no, you don't actually listen to it and enjoy it. It's just there when you're."
You don't really want to pay too much attention to it.
It's in the back when you're having a cocoa, maybe doing anything else but realizing what you're listening to.
It all depends.
Give me Over the Mountain. I want to play some Sabbath and some Ozzy from the early '80s. That's what I want to hear.
You don't play something just in the background just to get a mood going in your place while you're just hanging?
No, I like Kenny.
And then other times I'm cranking out music and
This is an awful mood.
Yeah, when I want a mood going, I light candles, I lay down towels, and I get a massage. That's a mood.
Oh, here he goes with his horn. No, there's nothing here. This stinks.
I wish I liked jazz. I wish I did. There's so much of it everywhere.
I'm not going to go running out and getting a million jazz albums, trust me, but this whole...
I wouldn't get one. I wouldn't download one to put on my iPod, and Wang Chung is on my iPod.
I'm always trying out new music.
That's awful.
Yeah, but there's so many different kinds of jazz. There's the whole Blue Note funk
there's
jazz,
awful.
like Grant Green and all that
Blue
stuff.
Note funk jazz.
There's awful, there's horrible, there's sucky, there's boring, there's dull.
I like the atrocious style of jazz.
Look, I was with you guys.
horrible,
I was
Steve.
with you guys, but...
You don't like it. No, you don't.
Don't say you like it.
For a completely different reason.
What does it do for you?
Honestly, it's like decompression music because all I do is listen to like hard rock and metal like 8 hours a day. It's nice. I go home and I listen to this stuff.
I would decompress more if I want background music, and I never do this either. But I would more so play classical music than I would this.
I
shit.
do that too.
I do too.
I do classical music.
This is ambient
as well.
horns.
Yeah. Oh, shut up.
It's terrible. I'm sorry. It's boring.
Jim listens to
It's
three
not
CDs.
about
That's not true. I actually have a pretty wide music
Dude, when you're a
taste.
psychopath like myself, you need stuff like this to mellow you out.
Dude, I'm also garbage as a human, but it's just the music is all over the place. This is a boom, boom, boom. Yuck.
Yeah. What the? It's awful.
But do you like the blues? You like blues stuff?
A lot more than that, because at least there's some kind of personality attached.
But a lot of that crosses over. A lot of that.
I know. Rock and roll comes from the blues. I'm not
crosses over from tolerable to ugh.
But Ozzy even said that when Tony Iommi's a big blues guy, I mean, and he said that like they'd be doing concerts back in the early '70s, and Ozzy said he wanted to shoot himself because Iommi goes into this blues
the
guitar
jam.
solo.
All those bands
Nothing
were
worse
blues
than
bands.
watching a band and they go into this blues jam that lasts for 15 minutes of just crap.
Led Zeppelin 1 was a blues
Clapton
record.
stinks. God,
Stone.
Layla, yeah.
He's no Ozzy.
Dude, I just Clapton
Clapton
bores
is
me.
phenomenal. Oh, you're out of your mind.
What's a good song by Clapton?
Couple of Clapton tunes
Of course,
are
a
good,
couple. Yes. What are a
but
couple?
for the
of
most part, Clapton is a bore.
He's so overrated.
All the stuff in Cream.
Cream I liked. They were better than his solo stuff. But Layla is
terrible.
Layla.
That's probably one of the best songs of all time.
Dude, that's
the greatest
a song.
songs of all time.
Let me burst everybody's bandwagon Layla bubble. That song fucking stinks. It does not. Layla.
You know,
That's an Asian tranny's name.
Look, I'm having a tough time
heard.
selling Miles Davis. I understand because it's all about taste, but I mean, you got people laughing all over the
Yeah,
country
you'll get
saying
you'll get an
Layla
argument
stinks.
over the
I don't
Layla
care.
thing.
It stinks.
Are you insane?
It's terrible. What's another one of his big
Don't go
songs?
live. Go with the regular Layla.
After Midnight.
I don't know that one. I mean, unless I heard it, I might know it. Well, no, another one of his really popular chick name. What's another name? Layla. What are some of the big classic rock stations? The one that Eddie W. used to only play. One of three. Tears in Heaven I like.
Oh, really?
But that's when he got weaker towards it. I mean, that was like the acoustic.
I do like that one, though. That's a nice song.
Yeah, you like it.
Kid was smoking out the window. With him.
Why can we only find the live version of Layla? It's going to take forever.
Layla.
That's a good riff.
That is a good riff.
That is really good.
It's a good riff. Big deal. Good for him.
You're saying this song is terrible.
This is some good. No, this is good.
Now you're
so
insane.
overrated.
It's
man.
not Paranoid.
I know, exactly.
I didn't expect you to like Miles Davis, but to say this is terrible.
It's overrated, dude.
It just shows you that you have no musical taste.
That's not true. I just don't go with what everybody else thinks is hip.
You got to give this song some credit.
Yeah, it's mediocre at best.
That riff is unbelievable.
You know what's a great riff? Red Painted Black has the Stones have some of the best riffs ever. Those are songs I can go. That's a riff that's amazing. Layla, fuck you.
You have problems. Listen to the guitar work.
I was right with you on Miles Davis, but I got to jump off your train.
That's fine. I don't care. This is more listenable, but he's just fucking boring, Clapton. He bores you with his dumb Lennon glasses
I
and
love
his
the
suit
little
jacket.
drum fills on this song, too. Very good.
Ugh.
Who was the drummer in this?
I know it's Derek and the Dominoes. I don't know who the drummer was.
You know, there's another overrated shithead, Santana. Another one. I'm done with that fucker.
I'll give you that. I'm right on you with that. I
he
can't stand
stinks.
Santana. If I got to watch him for 15 minutes doing those faces during one of his guitar solos that don't end.
What's that dumb song, the big one recently?
Smooth with Rob Thomas.
Smooth is one of the.
Well, Smooth was good. That was a
Smooth is one of the
song.
best. Smooth is one of the best pop songs of the last 20 years.
He'll get it on
Exactly.
here. Smooth is
Pop.
good.
But
The
there's nothing
album
wrong
was
with a little
terrible.
pop
But
as
that
well.
wasn't Santana either.
Smooth stinks.
That was all. That album was him with all current artists.
Right.
This is good.
It's not good.
I like this song.
It's not.
It's a great song.
No, it's not. It's not a great song.
It
This
really
album
is.
was great. This whole album, Supernatural, is great.
Santana's not bad when he's helping out other people. I don't like anything with Santana. Pretty good stuff.
Oh, it's foaming.
The hook is just amazing.
Yeah.
Gives you goosebumps.
But to listen to him go off on his guitar for an hour solo is just the worst.
I've been known to sing into a hairbrush to this song.
Oh.
I don't own a hairbrush.
Yeah, the actual, what's it called, the hook is actually all right. It's not bad. The
Here
chorus
we go, everybody.
Forget about it.
You don't like that,
It
Jimmy?
stinks. It's okay.
Now listen to that guitar talk. Come on.
I know, and it's saying, turn me off. Turn me off.
In small doses like that, I could take Santana, just throwing little fills in every so often. But you listen to those Santana songs where it's just
it was
for 18 minutes.
Well, everyone was getting high back then, man.
please.
They needed some music to kind of hang to,
I just
bro.
hate that stuff. It's
Back then, it
overrated.
wasn't about the 3-minute fix.
Yeah, he was dipping into the acid at Woodstock.
Yeah, man. It was all about just the journey, bro.
The Black Magic Woman. Who's the Black Magic Woman?
I personally like Oe Come Va.
Oh, that song makes my back hurt.
Which
it's
one?
So awful.
Which one?
Oh, wait,
Oye Como Va.
That is fucking terrible. That's terrible.
Why is it terrible? Because you've heard it. Radio's ruined so many of these songs.
This will go on now forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great song to have 14 children in a boxcar to. It's horrendous.
Look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
The trip has begun.
That's right. Enjoy this as you're being blown by a 14-year-old below the border in Mexico. Fantastic.
Dude, open up the door,
So it's
man.
not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
Enjoy the
Join
trip.
the party. Yeah.
Horrendous.
Oh,
Next
they
thing
must
you-
be going into the song now, right? Great. What?
Next thing you know, you'll be talking to that hot dog, man.
That's great. This is horrible. And then Carlos just goes off for an hour playing his leads.
Oh, this atrocious drivel.
Como. That's nice. That's good.
And I'm very open-minded. I used to hate...
No, you're not.
Whoa,
You're in.
I
Stop.
listen to... Wait.
stop.
I listened to Nirvana, and they grew on me. I used to
Oh,
hate
Nirvana.
Wow, you're really going out on a limb there.
What I'm saying is this.
Who turned you on to Nirvana?
You did. What I'm saying is the band I hated, and I said, all right, let me listen. And all right, it did kind of grow on me. So I'm not above having something grow on me if I don't like it at first. But I've heard this a million times. I've heard Layla.
You know that?
Holy shit, is that atrocious?
I've made a lot of Jim's comedy bits.
Oh, yeah.
Because me and him hang out a lot. And one of them, and I hate when you do it on stage, I was the one that goes, no, man, turn it up and listen to the words.
No, that's not actually.
Well,
no.
I've done that to you, too.
You have. You many times.
Because we sat there listening to that Nirvana song on Unplugged about, and an illustrated book about birds.
Yeah.
What is the name of that song?
I don't know.
Can we get the whole Unplugged album up on Gillette or no? I always forget the name of that
But
song.
I like a lot of hip hop. Not a lot of the newer stuff. I think is just angry, like second generation manufactured radio.
Dude, you like
I
one
like,
of the.
I like hip hop. Yeah. I like hard rock. I like country. I like Johnny Cash. I have very weird taste in music.
I know, but
I like the Stones a lot. I don't like U2. I just think they're overrated. But that's me. I don't like them. But whatever.
This one?
It's Lake of Fire.
Oh, yeah, this is Lake of Fire.
This is great, too.
It was a Meat Puppet song,
Yeah.
though, I believe.
This isn't a Nirvana song. No.
Hold on, I'll find it. Or someone on the instant feedback. Because it's so gay. And Jimmy and I were driving to Boston for a gig, and we're both singing, and an illustrated book about birds.
You were singing that. I wasn't.
You were singing that. But right after I did, you're like, hey, what's the name of that? I got to get
it.
this.
It actually was.
And then I explained the story of that other song he sang, the old Leadbelly song. My favorite song of all time, I think.
Well, the last track on that album.
Where did you sleep last night?
Yeah. So I'm saying, that's my point. I'm not that close-minded. If I could listen to it and go, all right, this is better than I originally thought it was, okay.
I'm trying to find it really fast.
This is good.
Oh Me? Oh Me?
Incidentally, this album was recorded in the same room that we used to do Tough Crowd in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we used to do Tough Crowd. This is where this was taped.
Are
Sony Studios.
Are you kidding?
No, I told you that.
Oh,
they recorded this
God.
in that room.
Yeah. This is the best Nirvana album.
Dude, I'm not really a collector at all, but I want anything Kurt Cobain. Anything. I don't know what it is, but... Can you play Oh Me? It might be that one. No, it's not that either. Damn it.
It's all right, it's up there.
Well, you can play Plateau, I think. It's Plateau. It is Plateau.
You like Nirvana, Ant?
Yeah.
Yeah, play Plateau. You got it? All right, here. Yeah, here. Oh, yeah.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand. Beautify the foothills, shake the many.
This is what turned Norton on to Nirvana coming up.
Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. See a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs action when you got words?
That was what kind of like, all right, this is okay, and I want to buy in the CD, and I like it a lot. It's great. And then it got me into Leadbelly, who I love. So it's like, I'm not narrow. I don't just listen to Sabbath. I mean, they are my favorite. I do think they were overrated when compared to Zeppelin, but that's just my opinion.
Right.
I just hate overrated stuff, and then you look at other stuff. It's like everybody, like Rolling Stone magazine to me has been one of the greatest like black marks on music because they push the same shit. Like they only gave Ozzy the cover after the Osbournes was a hit. It's like, what's the matter, motherfuckers? It didn't hit you in 1971 when they were doing a dark album like Master Reality. Gee, sorry, they came from a darker point of view. Sorry about that. That's what it was. Those fucking critics know shit. They're like sports writers. They're a bunch of wannabes. Sabbath is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay? Aerosmith, Bing, pink like the Bing on my cherry. That's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Why do you take critics seriously?
No, but
They're all a bunch of jokesters.
Because they do have a lot to do with what gets played and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? It's
no,
like,
as far as that goes, you're 100% right.
They do annoy me with that.
Critics are just ridiculous.
They are.
Though.
They're awful. Like, I was watching the Tonight Show the other night because Tom Papa was on, and one of the interviews they were doing was Roger Ebert and his new partner.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess not new. And Roger Ebert's married to a black woman, so he always pushes black films. That's fine. But then he comes out and he goes...
Oh, really? You think that's happening with him?
I know it is.
Really?
Dude, he actually said he said Morgan Freeman. He goes, who he thought deserved the best Oscar. Okay, he said best actor in the country, Morgan Freeman. I wanted to spit at my television.
Wow.
He's a fine actor, and he's done some great. Best actor in the country. Denzel is better. Philip Seymour Hoffman is better. Gary Oldman's better. You want to go down the list of people who are better? It's just like that's what a critic will say, and all of a sudden, Morgan Freeman will get 50 roles that probably should have went to Hoffman or whatever.
So he's like pussy whipped with his wife.
I'm sure he likes. I mean, Morgan
Wow.
Freeman. That's not exactly a stretch to say Morgan Freeman, but just to say he's the best actor in the country. No, he's not. He's just this old Negro. He's a great actor, but he's not the best.
He does play the same role in
Every
movie.
time.
Oh, yeah, the
guy,
soft-spoken.
$1 Million Baby.
The guy telling the story.
Yeah, right.
In $1 Million Baby, it was the same role he's played a million times. And then to be, he actually won the Oscar, right?
Of course he did.
For supporting role.
The wise old guy.
Meanwhile, you watch Philip Seymour Hoffman in a role like Boogie Nights, which is one of the most underrated performances. The torture, he won't even make eye contact with the other performers. It's all this internal shit.
That's fantastic.
Which, I mean, maybe, at HBO I'll learn to do that with my newfound TV show and stuff like that. But just to watch this guy act, it's brutal how good he is.
Yeah.
And he's very underrated. Very.
All right, I want to play something for Anthony right now.
Oh, what do we got?
Ooh, can I hear it too?
I got this show that I'm trying to set, and it happens to be a very important show to me. That means I got to pick the music, I got to write the lead-ins, and I got to find some poetry. Now, come on.
I got to find some poetry.
Oh, my God. One of my favorite scenes ever from one of my favorite movies.
Well, I don't know. Is it really one of your favorite movies, though? Does it hold up?
To goof on.
Oh, to goof on,
It's an awful movie. But if it's on, I'm watching it.
We're talking about Play Misty for Me.
Clint Eastwood. It's one of Clint's movies.
He's not a good actor. I love Clint.
He's awful.
But he's not a good actor.
He's awful.
Yeah, and I gotta...
What did he say? Find some poetry?
Yeah, here it is again.
I got this show that I'm trying to set, and it happens to be a very important show to me. That means I got to pick the music, I got to write the lead-ins, and I got to find some poetry. Now, come on.
God. Is that from Play Misty for Me
Yes.
or Tape in the Jock Room at WNEW? The old station we used to work at, the guys would take their job so seriously. I have to pick my music, man. I can't be bothered.
Write my lead-ins and find some poetry. He's a disc jockey, and this crazy woman keeps calling him up and saying, play Misty for me, and she stalks him and tries to kill him. That's pretty much the movie. But him as a jock is ridiculous.
Well, listen to this one.
That was his thing. So what he does on his show, he reads a little poetry, he plays some music, and he has this awful Clint Eastwood delivery. He would be the worst jock ever.
Men have destroyed the roads of wonder, and their cities squat like black toads. In the orchards of life, nothing is clean or real or as a girl, naked to love or be a man with. This is Dave Garver with a little verse.
What
a little
does
talk,
that
and
mean?
5 hours of music to be very, very nice to each other by.
Yeah. He reads poetry. Would you ever listen to that?
No.
Would there ever be an instance where anyone would tune into a jock to hear that?
We'll have more smooth sounds in just 1 minute.
It's better than Jimmy's little tease.
And can I say, by the way, on an asterisk, on a totally different subject, another overrated thing in life, which makes me want to bite people's face, poetry. Really overrated. Can be great, but if it's either really great or 95% of it just stinks on ice.
I tried the
is
poetry.
awful.
I did try the poetry thing, too. And,
What?
A few of them are okay. I've read some that were
open
great.
your mind and try stuff.
Yeah.
And that was one. I'm with you guys in that one. I didn't get that at all.
And someone's going to call up, what about this one? I know there are great poems, and I've read some that were like, wow, really intense, but most of them are just mediocre melodrama.
Babble.
I like the one about walking on the beach.
I do where all of a sudden there's 2 sets of footprints.
That's right.
And then during the hardest point in your life, there's only 1 set of footprints, and you're going, Jesus, hey, how come during the hardest points of my life you left me? There's only 1 set of footprints. He goes, no, those aren't your footprints. That's when I was carrying you.
That is a great poem.
And you're like, oh, Jesus was carrying me. I get it, and it's his footprint.
What a self-centered ass.
Should have known they were his footprints. The little dots of blood in the middle of each one.
Also, by the way, that's a misinterpretation of that poem. The way it goes is there were 2 sets of footprints to the boat dock and only 1 coming back. And he said it was at those points in life after I weighted that naggy bitch down and gave her a boot.
Well, what a self-centered ass to think Jesus gives you that much attention with all the people in the world. Do the math.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to give you that much attention.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things going on in the world, and he's cradling you, walking down the beach.
That's right. Yeah, you self-important asshole.
Oh, Jesus, could you pay? There's a spot over there. I want to put my towel down.
Yeah, maybe he's busy with the tsunami, trying to make sure it doesn't kill too many people.
Yeah, Jesus, we found a great spot. Could you go to the concession and get me a Coke?
Right.
Now. And Jesus, when I was thirsty, I saw the footprints go to the concession stand and buy me a Coke and bring them back. That's good. Jesus, could you rent me a jet ski? Since we're on the beach.
One night, I had a dream. I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord, and across the sky flashed scenes from my life. For each scene, I noticed 2 sets of footprints.
Leave it to a country twat to make a song out of it.
One set belonged to me, and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of my life flashed before us, I looked back at the footprints in the sand, and I noticed that many times along the path of life, there was only one set of footprints. I also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in my life. This really bothered me, so I questioned the Lord about it. One set of footprints in the sand. Lord, you promised me you'd hold my hand. Tell me why.
You see that jerk?
Was
that supposed to be sexy?
This bitch, she just stole this poem and made a song out of it.
Yeah.
It really annoys me.
You little scumbag!
Quick, get me a piano. I want to sing
You
Roses
said
Are
that
Red,
once
Violets
I
Are Blue.
decided to follow
Stupid twat.
You would walk with me all the way.
Shut up!
But I've noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life,
Here it comes.
there's only one set of footprints.
Right.
Stop whining.
I don't understand why in
Stop
times
whining.
when I needed you most, you should lead me.
Shut up! Stop
And the
it!
Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you, and I would never, never leave you during your times of trial and suffering. When you saw only one set of footprints in the sand, it was then that I was carrying you. One set of footprints in the sand. Oh yes, at last I understand. Through every storm He carried me. Now I praise the Lord each time I see one set of footprints in the sand. One set of footprints in the sand.
Okay, terrific.
That could be my favorite little clip.
That's self-important.
I don't know. I actually got a guitar and a friend of mine. We're doing a little song called Paradise Lost.
Yeah, why not?
It's a song about heaven and hell.
Just rip. What a rip-off.
Of course it is.
Oh. One set of footprints up my ass.
Now, I will say one thing I like that was done in that type of a vibe. Bob Marley did a song called War, which was actually a speech done by, I think, Raz Tafari, the King Tafari, and that he just made it into a song. That was brilliantly well done, but this was just trite and awful.
There's some Marley I
I
enjoy.
love Marley, man. It's probably the most universal performer, at least that this country has ever, like, that crosses over.
Yeah.
Hip-hoppers, older, like, middle-aged white people, everyone kind of likes the guy.
Are you saying that because your wife is black, right?
Only because my wife is black. He was a great prophet.
So getting back to Play Misty for me, so he's like, he's spinning the platters.
Some poetry.
The smooth sounds.
Smooth sounds.
And, reciting his poetry, and then he takes a phone call from this psycho bitch.
Yep.
That wants to hear Play Misty. She wants to hear Misty.
She wants to hear the song Misty.
So
He's playing Misty, and like, how many times does she call? And he plays it.
Right.
That's on heavy rotation on this shit station.
And then, like every other DJ in America, he decides, Hey, why not? Why not? I'm not
Take
married.
over.
I'm not seeing anyone. Chick wants to bang me. Might as well.
Gonna invite her down and slap her face for a while.
Do you hear about the sequel they're making to this? It's about a psycho, coked out guy who jerks a lot, calling him, play Bono for me. Thomas, what are you Who is this?
I took her to a comedy club. She asked me for $20 and left for an hour.
So he bangs this broad, and then he can't get rid of her.
Yep.
And some of these clips are hilarious.
What she really needs is psychiatric help.
Then he realizes, uh-oh, she ain't going away.
Yeah, she's not leaving.
She's not leaving.
Listen to this delivery. He's awful.
What does it say? That I gotta drop what I'm doing and answer the phone every time it rings?
That's what he's saying that to her, because now she's like, why aren't you answering my calls?
Why don't you answer my calls?
And then, let's see. And then he starts catching on that she's just out of her mind.
Yeah, she's a creep. She comes running into the studio or something, or in his apartment.
I played the wrong one.
With a knife.
I'll explain that in a second, but they're in town, and she starts just, piping up.
Get lost, asshole!
They're having a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah, and somebody came over and asked something.
Yeah.
And she yells at him. She's all soft-spoken and mild-mannered, and then she has these outbursts, and Clint starts thinking, oh,
Get lost.
she's a loony.
How'd you like to go screw yourself?
That's Sandra Locke, right?
No, it was, who the hell was she? Let me go punch that up.
I don't remember.
I'll get that.
I thought it was Sandra Locke.
It wasn't Sandra Locke.
Get lost!
No.
Yeah, get lost, assholes!
That's what you want. That's what you want from your woman, that you think is soft-spoken and nice.
Nothing worse than a lippy broad when you get punched in the face somewhere.
So then she sneaks into Clint's place, right?
Jessica Walter?
Oh.
She sneaks into Clint's place and attacks the black maid. Oh, come on.
Wait, I have a question.
Well, come on. Yeah.
The black maid?
Uh-huh.
Why'd she attack her?
What?
Why'd she attack the black maid?
What do you want me to play, though?
Clint's black maid?
Yeah, no, I had a sound clip suggestion, but
Oh.
that's all right. I'm going to get a nice little button machine, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Jimmy needs one.
We'll take.
I want one.
We'll take two on that. Okay. What, Jimmy?
No, I was just wondering, like, what? I want to hear the black maid clip.
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring.
Here's the clip of her attacking the black maid at Clint's pad.
Help me.
Wow. Christmas Eve at the Petersons.
What was she attacking her with, a knife?
Yeah. Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Because it was Clint's maid, and she's jealous of anyone around Clint, even the maid.
So then Clint has enough. That's Clint punching
Beats
her,
the piss out of her.
punching her square in the face.
What an annoying scream this Jessica Walter woman has. What an annoying scream.
Can I point out something about Hollywood? Like, Jessica Walter, what year was that film? Was it like 79 or something like that, or 80?
No.
71.
Oh, 71,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's an old one.
This one goes
Jessica
way back.
Walter did a lead with a guy who becomes one of the biggest actors in the history of Hollywood, and you never heard about her again. Like, what did she ever do?
Yeah, nothing.
Isn't it weird how, like, you know, when she got that gig, she probably told her friends, this is the guy that did all the spaghetti westerns. Yeah, I'm doing a movie with him.
Wow, she's Lucille Bluth on Arrested Development.
Oh, I
So
stand
she's on a popular TV series.
But no one knows who she is.
As we speak.
Yeah, it's only one of the biggest shows right now.
All right, so she's on a show, but...
So your theory holds up, definitely.
Hey, look, when she gets on a Louis C.K. pilot, then I'll have a little respect for it. Cares about Arrested Development.
But apparently I'm looking at the rest of her resume here, and aside from Return of Marcus Welby in 1984, she really hasn't done anything.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
So she took 30 years off. And,
aside from an episode of Trapper John M.D.
That was a good show.
Columbo, Mind Over Mayhem. Would have been funnier, Mind Over Murder.
All right. Well, we've run out of steam. We should
No,
take
we
a
haven't,
break.
Opie.
What?
We ran out of steam.
We certainly didn't.
Not what?
I think we
We're
just
chit-chatting about
You're
movies.
insane.
But I'm crazy. You're nuts.
And then I thought, no,
Out of steam?
a little bit.
We don't need
Doot,
steam.
doot. I got plenty of doot, doot. Look, you can see it coming out of my little whistle. Doot, doot, doot.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hello, Fred.
What's up, Fred?
Good morning, guys.
Oh,
Wheelchair Fred, everyone.
that Fred.
I just have to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you guys for my stage name.
Thank you guys for...
For your stage name?
Yeah, you guys invented my name.
We invented his name.
We
Wheelchair
invented-
Fred.
You're my sugar daddy.
Ugh.
No, we're not your sugar daddy's ass.
I can't hear you.
You can
Yeah.
hardly hear us? Yeah. Well. But I don't, you know, Fred, I don't know how to work the equipment up here, so I'm sorry.
Well, I don't think
for
that's the
that.
equipment. I think that's a curb in Saugus.
Oh, well, took a while.
Fred, how are the girls? You get lucky?
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right. Well, Fred is calling in today for what reason, Ben?
This is Fred, Wheelchair Fred, live from New York with the news.
Oh, okay. Fred wants to try out for the news. You know, Washington had a great idea. Told us this a couple of months ago. They want us to have a news segment, and they want us to have a news person. So that way they could do the news, and maybe we can riff on the headlines, Opie. For some reason, us reading them ourselves doesn't work, according to Washington. So we'll get a news person. We've been auditioning people. We had Club Soda Kenny and Stalker Patty and a fair assorted riffraff come in and read the news. And now I guess Wheelchair Fred wants to try it.
Yeah, what the heck? I'll try anything.
He's prepared?
Oh, yeah, he's got stories and everything.
You've prepared your newscast?
Yeah,
Did you
let
find
me
some
go
poetry?
If I forget what I remember.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, all right. We're going to take a break then, and
We'll
when we
take
come
a break.
back, we'll have Wheelchair Fred do the news.
Okay, shoot.
It's another show where we're just goofing off, so I think the program could use a little news, and
Good
and
point.
Fred will do that for us next, right? All right, Fred, hold on the line.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
you guys.
We also have Ben Bailey. I saw him peeking his head in here. He'll be coming in and saying hi.
We won't go to him on the phone. Quickly, Brian in Florida said you could tell if Pat from Unaki's carrying you on the beach because you'll see 9-toed footprints.
I'm carrying you. Hey, that's when I was carrying you. Hey, come on, give me a break.
And it was then that I only saw one set of footprints, and then Pat said, well, it was then that I was washed up and they were splashing water on me.
I got to keep my blowhole moist. It was then, most people are fooled by it. They see the set of footprints and think I abandoned them until they look at the long stretch of eggnog vomit on down the beach.
I hate that poem, though, man.
Which poem? I like footprints, man. It's nice.
It's awful.
It's lovely.
Makes a great poster along with the cat holding onto the branch. Hang in there, baby.
Everyone thinks they're so self-important.
Well,
I hate that.
It's a view of God that we all have. You can't.
That's when I carried you.
Ugh. Ugh.
Maybe God does have time for us all, Ope.
Maybe he's everywhere.
Maybe. Maybe he's everywhere.
Stop it.
Like Asians
Stop
and
it.
hip-hop.
Sure wasn't everywhere when that tsunami hit.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a good point. There may be a random element to the whole thing,
Was
too.
he carrying someone on the beach that day?
I'm sure there was a real good reason why 250,000 people had to die.
One day I walked down beach. Where were you when I was being hit by 20 people and a big wave?
Right.
God, you abandoned me.
I wonder how many people God was carrying on that beach that day. All these people thinking that he's helping them out, and then the wave takes them all out.
Footprints on the bodies.
What's self-centered is somebody that survives a tsunami thinking, well, God must have another plan for me. Like, there's 218,000 people he didn't have a plan for.
Right.
But
God's got a plan for me. I'm going to knock over this bank. I want you to be the wheelman. What kind of plan is God have for us as individuals?
Yeah, you're basically saying
when half the country's dead and you make it.
Exactly. You're basically saying that there are 218,000 people that aren't
You're
as
more
important as you.
Yeah.
Planless.
Planless. It's all random people.
I mean, look, am I important? God doesn't have a plan for me. I don't know. I want to believe he does, but, for me to troll on the internet and feed drug habits and fill their mouths with seed and shame, is that God's plan for me? Hey, thanks, Lord. Oop, take care, sweetie. Thanks for stopping by. We're both working out God's plan.
We just don't understand it yet, I guess.
I don't know.
It all seems silly to me, that's for sure.
I'm sober. I'm supposed to think differently, but I don't know.
All right. We'll,
Alrighty.
I may have another cup of coffee. What do you think of that?
I need an egg sandwich.
Woo!
Yeah. Where's Travis?
Did you get that sociopath intern in here?
All right, Derek, I got to do a food order, and,
Up.
and damn it, you got me so bad.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Wow. You rule, Bernie.
Bernie.
No, you do.
This one, right?
It's this
Oh,
what are you motherfucker? Tony, you're asking for trouble. Tony.
Oh, he's coming over. Oh, Bernie, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, my God. Wait.
He's really mad. He's mad. You pissed off Bernie Goetz.
All right, get over there. Get over there.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting real hot
Bernie,
in
you
here.
don't have to take that. You don't have to take that, Bernie.
All right, sit down.
Stand up for your rights, Bernie.
Sit down, Bernie. Sit down. It's okay.
It's okay, Poe.
Sit
Oh,
down.
it's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay.
All right, have Bernie sit down.
Take a
Let's
seat.
Let's all
Everything's
calm down.
fine. Yeah. Hand over that fucking CD. Oh, you gotta have another. You lunatic.
All right, Bernie.
Oh, he's fine, Bo. Oh, he's fine.
You tell him to relax.
Tell him.
Yeah, everyone just relax.
Everybody relax.
All he did was take the CD out.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Keep your CD. I won't be here again.
Bernie! Bernie! Bernie's leaving.
Oh, man. All right, he's walking out.
Wow, man.
Holy shit.
Wow. That was
Dude,
legendary.
That was the rage. That was what happened on that
Oh,
train.
my God. I'm not even kidding.
That was what happened on that train. We saw it.
He was out of his mind.
Hey, you know what's odd? We were talking about Rain Man, and when you were watching Rain Man, remember, it was kind of like you look at Dustin Hoffman and go, not too bad. He's a little kooky and stuff, but he seems nice and sweet. And then that time he lost it at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
He just like, just lost his mind. That's what we saw. That snap.
That was right now. You just threw his CD. It was like a Pop-Tart in the toaster, and a little smoke billowing up, and he couldn't handle it.
Right.
Imagine
that,
you didn't see it coming. Like,
No.
It just,
It came out of nowhere. He just
Fuck you. Keep your CD.
Yeah, keep your CD. Fuck you. And take this with you. Have another. Keep your CD. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
The virus is out. I repeat, the virus is out.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Starting Monday, the Opie and Anthony Show will be live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday, with replays throughout the day.
unbelievable.
On XM 202.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah, I'm so tired of waiting. Waiting for us to wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah, I'm so sick of waiting for us to make a move. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and we will never lose. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to make a move. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and we will never lose. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
We'll have more smooth sounds in just 1 minute.
But first, back to the Opie and Anthony program. The O&A virus spreading across America. And you're right over there?
Yeah, I'm just reading.
You're reading gossip.
I'm reading the Inquirer. They have pictures. Puff, puff, pass. What are they smoking? And it's pictures of people obviously smoking pot.
Nice.
And not cigarettes. They have Charlize Theron. She's smoking out of an apple. Remember you used to make pipes out of an apple?
I did the apple and the carrot.
Yep.
Back in college.
They have Snoop Dogg, but, you know, no surprise there. He's just blatantly has a joint in his hand. Leonardo DiCaprio, you got him puffing. These are all candid shots, like they got him on the beach or hanging out or something. Paris Hilton.
Are they really
smoking a roach.
candid pictures?
Yeah, it looks like one of those telephoto type, you know.
All right.
And that's what a
pictures.
castrated society we are. That we actually have interest in who smokes. Ooh, there's a picture of him lighting up a butt.
Yeah.
Gives a shit.
No, it's pot.
Oh, my
Yeah.
fault. All right, I stand corrected.
Pot.
Pot, man.
Kirsten Dunst got her smoking and passing it to a friend.
and Mike Tyson.
Where's Tyson?
Right there. He's smoking pot.
Tyson, you don't want. Well, maybe that'll mellow him out. I guess you would want Tyson.
Oh, you want him on as much pot as possible.
You want Tyson smoking a lot of pot.
I really want to kill you, but fuck it, I'm high. I don't even care. Oh, yeah, there you go. People smoking pot. Celebrity pot smokers in the Inquirer this month.
I think they're just running out of things to do in those rag magazines.
I love them, though.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff.
Well, there's so many other places to get that kind of news, like on the net. You don't really buy the magazines because
Yeah.
who gives a shit? I already read that.
That's true.
Hey, before we do Wheelchair Fred with the news, Dan Rather signed off last night. Does anyone really
no
care?
One cared.
Nope. Irrelevant old boob.
No one cared. He had lost every bit of credibility he had over the years.
I think
it was just gone. It wasn't like Tom Brokaw, where the big send-off. The guy had his respectability right up to the end. This guy, Dan Rather, just what a boob.
It seems like he lost his dignity, because he went out kicking and screaming on that Bush story. Instead of coming right out and go, you know what, folks, our facts were wrong.
Yeah.
I think that would have just saved his image. That really ruined his image, and I'm glad, because I fucking hated Rather.
He's so left-slanted. He didn't want to say. He wanted that story to be so true that he just he went with it. It's one of those situations where you want it to be true, so you don't give in when you know you're wrong.
He just got caught. They all do it.
But once you're caught, you gotta fix it immediately. Yeah, you gotta fix it.
Yeah, you can't be naive though. They all do it.
Yeah, but I mean, Jesus Christ, it was right out there.
True.
Fake.
It all started pretty much with this. Dan Rather reporting on the Kennedy assassination. He was at the hospital, right?
Oh.
It was 1963, and I was assigned to the Kennedy trip to Texas.
Crowds continually yelled, "Jackie, Jackie," and seemed more interested in a look at her than anyone else.
I was in Dallas, November 22nd, for what we all thought would be a reasonably routine day.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
There was clear panic. People were still on the ground, with fathers trying to cover mothers and children. And the president, a high probability had been hit, a possibility he had actually been killed. But we didn't know anything.
Boston Hospital, there has been
Dialed the hospital, and I just begged them to give me somebody. And eventually got a doctor and a priest who just matter-of-factly said the president was dead.
We just have a report from our correspondent Dan Rather in Dallas that he has confirmed that President Kennedy is dead.
Switchboards all over Dallas are still completely swamped with callers who apparently refuse to believe that John F. Kennedy has been shot and killed.
We had convinced ourselves this kind of thing doesn't happen in America. I didn't have any real doubts, but we were on the air some long minutes before any official announcement that the President of the United States was dead.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
After the initial hammer to the heart and sledge to the psyche, the strongest feeling in my mind was what a terrible thing for the country. What a terrible thing for the Kennedy family. Somebody said that somewhere along the line afterward, we broke the story of the president's death before the official announcement. I remember saying, so what? The country matters. The Kennedy family matters. Where we go from here now, the future matters.
Huh? What? I was all with him on those clips. I love those old clips.
Yeah, of course, but I mean,
the president.
What I don't get is what makes him so important. He was one of many guys that were there.
There are your correspondents, your news guys that were big names over the years because they were pretty much the originators of the whole medium.
What did he actually do that is so special? He's like a newsreader.
Didn't he get beat up at the convention, too? He got punched at the Republican convention or something like that, too?
He was on the floor when there was a little bit of a riot with some protesters.
Was that the whole what's the frequency?
He was getting hassled. No, that was years later.
Oh, I don't know.
People like him and Tom Brokaw.
Peter Jennings.
Yeah, Peter Jennings.
Where's that Canadian
Walter Cronkite.
just fucking show up? Peter Jennings. No one knows anything about him.
I know.
Just a nothing.
They, they were there years ago when they were pretty much figuring the whole news thing out for television, and I guess that's why they're big names. But obviously, overstayed his welcome.
Why are they important? Anyone could do that job. I don't get it. I don't get that NBC made it a huge deal that Brian Williams was taking over. So, what is he going to add? He's younger, fresher, I guess, for TV. That's about it.
Pretty much it.
I think it's because it's interesting to watch him because his face lines up completely wrong. His eyes and his nose is crooked and his mouth goes one way. He really is a...
Wow, I haven't watched him.
You look
Really?
at that, they can't. He tilts his head to try to get his eyes and his mouth to line up the correct way.
Wow.
He's an Etch-a-Sketch person. He's fucking awful looking.
But these news guys, I don't really get what makes them important. Because in the end, they're just reading a teleprompter.
Absolutely.
Well,
know what's making them all look silly, too, is like Fox News and CNN and all the rest that are finally throwing their opinions in, whether you agree or disagree. But at least they have more to do when they're doing their newscasts.
But years ago, when these guys were out in the field, they were doing that stuff. They were doing the reporting, the writing, and then they'd go on and report it. And I think that did make them more special than the people they have in there today. But Dan Rather, too old. He got too out of touch and too biased to continue being successful, so they had to throw him out of there.
Well,
and there is a skill. I mean, look, why do we make them stars? There is a skill to being smooth and... I mean, look, do I want to look at me delivering... No, I don't want to hear Jim Norton telling the country, it looks like, I don't know, he's not doing well. I can't, I would
That's true. It doesn't seem that easy to just sit up there and read the news.
There's
and have
hundreds of guys that could do it.
You're right.
Hundreds.
The fact that they deny their bias is what bothers. Like Fox News, everybody knows is conservative, man. We all know that.
Yeah.
But yet people go crazy when you say that the mainstream media is fairly liberal. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not unbiased.
Well, it's not anymore. Rather's gone. It's half as liberal as it was.
Yeah, well, see what
that
they
guy
with.
was the worst.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah.
Just
So's
the
Jennings.
worst.
So's Jennings.
Yeah, well, he's Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
Expected. Bordering on communist.
I like Peter Jennings for one reason, and I wish we had the clip.
His first name turned John.
The worst. How many times am I going to say that today? When Anthony and I got fired for the whole St. Pat's thing, we got destroyed, obviously, in the media. Absolutely destroyed. And Peter Jennings, out of all of them, gave us a really fair shake.
He did. You're right.
Do we have that?
He did.
You ever see that?
Peter Jennings.
Did you ever see it?
I probably did. I was in the fetal position, weeping at the moment, though, so I really don't remember much.
If you could find that, Eric, Peter Jennings, gave us a fair shake. And that's all it takes for me, All right, I like Peter Jennings out of the three.
It's all about me.
Of course. Well, we all, that's why the whole self-importance rant, because the reality is we all have some of that in us. We all think we're more important than anything else. Anyway, Dan Rather signed off last night with this.
We've shared a lot in the 24 years we've been meeting here each evening. And before I say goodnight this night, I need to say thank you. Thank you to the thousands of wonderful professionals at CBS News, past and present, with whom it's been my honor to work over these years. And a deeply felt thanks to all of you who have let us into your homes night after night. It has been a privilege, and one never taken lightly. Not long after I first came to the anchor chair, I briefly signed off using the word courage. I want to return to it now in a different way. To a nation still nursing a broken heart for what happened here in 2001, and especially to those who found themselves closest to the events of September 11th. To our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines in dangerous places. To those who have endured the tsunami, and to all who have suffered natural disasters and who must now find the will to rebuild. To the oppressed and to those whose lot it is to struggle in financial hardship or in failing health. To my fellow journalists in places where reporting the truth means risking all. And to each of you, courage. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.
Beat it, stupid. Enough.
Beat it.
Courage. You had to tie in that dog shit first thing you said. No one cares.
Courage. Courage. For everybody out there in the war. Courage. For all the sailors on the ships at sea. Courage. For the next sap that's got to sit in my seat. Courage. For the
Well, you did that. I didn't do that one.
For the people that watched the buildings fall September 11th. Courage.
Courage. Shut up. Oh, my God.
Irritant.
Is it
And
really?
for all our soldiers in Iraq, a brain.
Is it really courage, though?
What does he mean?
No. What's courageous about watching you on the news right now? How am I braving the storm by watching
Courage.
you, stupid? Stop trying to be dramatic. Dan Rather
That's what
reporting.
he's trying. Dan Rather reporting.
How about an apology for that fucking atrocious Bush story? How about one of those? Stupid.
For the long list of people at CBS fired over my stupidity.
Yeah.
Courage.
Hey, boys.
Andy, what's up?
Hey, I can barely hear you. Everybody's right. The phones do drop off big time.
Well, it was suggested that I don't know how to run the equipment, possibly. So
That's okay.
So I'll start
Been
blaming
there, done
myself
that.
because
Yeah,
that's the
the
easy
Courage
thing
deal
to do.
was a little lame, but getting back to the point of everything, you know, he's Dan Rather, and most people aren't. I mean, the deal is he broke the story first, and you don't know what it's like when you're walking away from a news story and the other competitors are pulling up, and you're sitting there, heh, 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 got him. Silence.
Yeah.
Punch it out.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Do you think Dan Rather's stuff is out at the dumpster behind CBS?
Oh, let's get into that. I was going to go to a phone call.
Yeah, come on.
They give him his moment in the sun. That's the equivalent of getting that gold watch.
That's the gold watch.
They gave him 2 minutes to say whatever he wanted, finally, after 30, 40 years.
That's it.
And now...
Goes home, finds the wife with the shoe askew. The vacuum going.
Yeah, let's walk through the next couple of days that Dan Rather's going to face. It all looked all nice on TV last night. They even had a studio audience. They were all clapping at the end of his newscast. Right about now, he's at Human Resources, and they slowly but surely giving the keys to his office, and there's probably some guys in his office right now going, no, take your time, take your time.
However long you need, Dan.
How about we'll give you to the end of the month.
Whatever you need, Dan.
Whatever you need. You need boxes? What do you need? What do you want to take home with you?
Yeah. And, Dan, if we ever need some help, I'm hoping we could give you a call, and maybe you could... Oh, sure.
You'll always be welcome here.
Always welcome.
We have this. It's smaller, but it's still a nice view of Manhattan. A nice little office is off to the corner.
Oh, you think they'd give him something like that?
Yeah, maybe a little small.
I think he's gone.
Like a small, tiny little office that
throw him out.
That he can maybe come in every once in a while to feel like he's still part of what's going on.
Did they offer him a deal where he gets to do some kind of specials or anything? I didn't hear anything about that.
No, I doubt it.
Like Tom Brokaw gets to come back like 3 times a year or something and do specials, interviews, stuff like that.
He left with dignity. Brokaw left with dignity. Rather, you feel like he's being booted out, like after embarrassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he's packing his boxes.
Who's taking over for him?
I don't even think they named a replacement.
They haven't.
That's how much. Just get the hell out of here.
That Schieffer guy.
Oh, really?
Who? Exactly. He's been on TV forever, and no one cares.
Wow.
No one cares. But he's a temporary replacement.
How do they not? That's how bad they want him out. They don't even have somebody named yet.
No, he's an old salt. He's an old guy. He's
that has you're thrown out written all over.
Yep. Schieffer, Tom Schieffer, Bob Schieffer. Bob Schieffer, maybe?
Oh, look.
Something like that?
Oh, dude, they're giving
Bob
Rather the boost.
Schieffer.
Right?
Is Rather's temporary replacement starting Thursday. CBS expects to name a permanent anchor team to succeed Rather in the coming months.
And Cronkite's delusional. He's like saying how this is a great choice for a replacement. They're only using him because they have no one else in the wings yet.
Temporary.
Yeah, they're going to get a young buck in there.
Bring me back in there. I could
do the news just as good as anybody.
Didn't he say Rather should have left years ago, too?
Yeah. Well, how old was Rather? 73? Get off.
Yep. Beat it.
Stop it, you hog.
Alex?
Yeah.
What's up, Alex?
Hey, man, I can't. It is a drop off. Hey, man, I was just gonna say, how you doing? By the way, how you doing, Opie, Anthony, Sweet Tea?
Hi, Alex.
Man, the beginning to the end was when Bernard Goldberg wrote that book, Bias.
Yeah.
I mean, I read that book and it opened my eyes.
Uh-oh, we got a reader. We got a reader on the phone.
You read a book?
Well, I told your screener, I was like, I know they don't expect political commentation from the listeners.
What
we're
the
too
hell?
dumb for that, but...
Louisiana's reading? What the hell's the South coming to?
What you reading for?
Well, we got a lot of stuff down here to read.
Not what are you
Well, we got
reading, but
Peanuts
what
a few
are
weeks ago.
you reading for? I guess I read for many reasons. One, so I don't become a waitress at a Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Anyone?
What movie?
Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
Hey, we serve good vanilla Cokes at Waffle House.
Waffle House. I'm going down to goddamn Waffle House.
So what are you going to say, Alex? No, we like intelligence every once in a while
Readers?
on the show. Yeah, and we enjoy someone that reads every once in a while.
Well, I just read that one book. That's like my only book I've ever read. But
Attaboy.
You got to get rid of that accent.
You might want to slow down and start with like a Grisham novel.
A Grisham novel?
No, go ahead. Seriously, Alex. Let's go. What do you got?
Well, I mean, that's about it. I mean, if you read that book, that guy's just a fucking dick. I mean, it's just horrible. And of course, I liken Jimmy more all the time because of how conservative he is. But
what did he say?
He likes you.
I said I like Jimmy all the time because how conservative you are.
You know what? I'm conservative on a lot of things, but I'm not some hardcore Republican. The Republicans make me nauseous, too. Just in the media, the bias is so... They just won't acknowledge it, and that's what bugs me. It's like Fox, we all know is conservative, and I'm comfortable with that. As a more conservative guy, Fox is conservative, yes. So what?
I consider myself having a conservative foundation, like a conservative template, maybe. And then I build on that based on what I see and read and information I get. I don't take the party line and just accept it like everything conservatives say I agree with. There are plenty of things I think is garbage. It's this whole religious right can be thrown out, but my base is in is very conservative, and then I just build off of that. But some of my ideas are very liberal. But I think liberals are a bunch of asses.
It's not the left's political ideology that bugs me as much as the fact that they just seem to have turned into a bunch of whiners in the last 25 years. I agree with a lot of what they say.
I hate you all.
I just can't stand when everybody thinks you're conservative and thinks you accept all the conservative party line because that's what conservatives do. Yeah. You know, it's not what I'm all about. I have my conservative base, but then I base my opinions and ideas on being informed, and a lot of those conservative ideas get thrown out the window with that.
And it's not going to be the left that wants to regulate satellite radio. It's going to be the right. It's going to be the conservative, some scumbag Republican in Alaska who wants to,
Well, that's what I hear, too. It's like, how the hell could you even be conservative when they're the ones trying to take your right to free speech away by putting more laws in place? And then that's when I say, well, that's part of the whole conservative thing I don't accept, and I throw it out the window. Why do I have to accept that if I also accept other conservative ideas? And why can't I accept a liberal idea if I'm based in conservative? It doesn't make sense. It's the sheep that follow the party line and don't say, hey, you know, I'm conservative, but their idea on this is wrong. It's those people that are morons and sheep.
Well, it's like a lot of the liberals who are so anti-Bush, and all right, fine in some cases, I'm sure you're justified, but to not give any real credit for the fact that the elections went smoothly and for the protests that are going on now, I think in Lebanon, to get Syria out. I mean, people want to vote and whatever. It's just they don't give any credit to Bush for, like, well, all right, that did work out a lot better than was expected. None.
Hey, I think Bush is a complete tool. Yeah. But there are things, you know, even if he's making mistakes and they somehow work, you got to say, wow, that worked, or that. If you talk to the left, you know, they just say nothing he's done has worked.
He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. Yeah, shut up.
You can't.
I like Howard Dean.
Well,
You like
he was
Dean?
a little bit too conservative for me, but I kind of like him.
You like Dean?
I could care less.
That Vermont faggot.
And people always wonder, why don't you pipe in? I could care less.
Really?
No, it's good radio, though. I'll listen. I'm eating.
He's eating.
Howard Dean.
Because nothing changes. Ever.
The left has just become, I think, maybe they're not accurate, but they're seen as very, very self-righteous and very, very condescending intellectual elitists. And I'm not saying you're all like that, but that's the image, at least, that you've allowed Republicans to paint of you. So if you can't, like, create your own image and say, no, this is who we are, you're going to continue to get your faces smashed in every election. I mean, Clinton was an amazing politician. That's why he won.
That's why he won. He had that charisma.
Oh, he was great.
All right.
I like Clinton. I don't want to like Clinton, but how do you not like him? You have to.
Even the people that didn't like Clinton years ago, they like him now.
Yeah.
Because he's just this, good old boy kind of. Now he's moving around. He's not like an ex-president anymore.
Shit.
I don't even look at him as an ex-president. You look at him just like, hey, here's a guy. He's accessible. He seems just like a good old boy.
Just another guy who wants to stick his dick in anything that moves.
Right.
Doesn't care what color it is.
Have to respect
I gotta tell you,
bad it is.
I gotta tell you, when I met Clinton, I just got a vibe about him.
And took that picture with him.
When I took that fine photograph,
Yeah.
you felt like he's just one of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I felt like I could have said, hey, Billy, why don't we go to the Artful Dodger and have a beer?
All right.
Just got that vibe when I met him.
Yeah.
And got my picture taken with him.
Well, no. When you stalked and annoyed him and put him in the uncomfortable position of having to take a photo with him, I'm sure you did get a good vibe as you sandbagged him behind a dumpster.
I felt such a good vibe. I put my arm around him and held him tight to make sure he wouldn't move until the picture was taken.
Held him tight.
He is charismatic.
Why don't we take a break?
What about
Wheelchair Fred? What about him?
Oh, we got to get to Fred. Come on.
Let's see if he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Freddie? Are you ready for the news?
Shoot.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
This will be a quick break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, Fred. I swear we're gonna get to you next to do the news. Okay?
Really? Okay. I have to twist you.
And
you get the phone twist a little bit there. That little.
But I don't know what I'm doing with the equipment, so I can't fix it.
You know what I think the problem is? It's the listeners don't know what they're doing with their phones. They're actually putting the mouthpiece to their ears, and that's probably why they can't hear.
Yeah, but do the listeners know how to use the phones? Maybe that's the problem.
To actually say that it might be that we don't know how to run the equipment up here without actually coming up here and observing for yourself, that's a crock of shit.
Easy.
That was the latest thing that was told to me personally yesterday, that I might not know how to run the equipment.
Language.
Just keep passing the buck.
Yep.
All right. How old is the CNN telling dick jokes bit? People, I know I said it. I'm the one that said it. How many years ago did I say that? It has to be 8 years ago. It's an 8-year-old joke, people. You're still using it.
What, in an interview you said something about what? You don't come
to...
no, that was when we did the mayor thing. That's right.
Yeah, you don't come to our show for hard-hitting news. You
don't go to CNN
You don't go to CNN for dick jokes. Like any time we go a little off and start talking politics or news or stuff like that, someone will chime in and post it like it's the first time Dade Murphy from New York City has heard it. Jesus, enough. I am canceling that joke. It's mine. I said it. I'm pulling it off the market. It can no longer ever be used.
Can I have it and update it? And I'll say you don't go to Fox News for dick jokes.
That's a good one.
I'm looking forward to a brand new message board. A brand new Opie and Anthony message board that basically is Opie and Anthony can't do wrong.
Oh, really? Good luck with that
one.
one.
It's all about just kissing our ass day in and day out.
Good luck with that one.
All right. As we go to break, Jay Leno's been having a lot of fun with the Michael Jackson case. And he's been inviting comics to come on and do some Michael Jackson jokes.
Well, you got to love that.
And he had Roseanne on.
Oh.
You like Roseanne, right?
Yes, she was a great comic.
I was arguing this with somebody.
Tense.
Well, she's not doing stand-up as much anymore. I'm saying she's just, Roseanne I always liked.
She was funny before Roseanne. She was funny after Roseanne.
Yeah. I met her once. She was a tough crowd fan. She's like, we should do it together. I was very happy.
Ooh.
And then, unfortunately, the show went off, of course.
Wow.
Sorry, that the Comedy Central uppers didn't like what we were saying,
Yeah.
But there's no bias. I sat in those fucking meetings, you idiots on the left. Hey, don't talk about race because Chappelle does that. Hey, don't talk about the news because Jon Stewart does that. Hey, don't make fun of domestic violence. Every ideology of the left was protected. Every one. The notes we used to get. I dealt with that for 2 years on that show. These network scumbags. Hey, it's owned by Rupert Murdoch and the conservatives. They're not the ones making the day-to-day decisions, idiots. I love when people say, hey, quit trashing liberals. All right, when I start getting conservative notes, then I'll stop trashing liberals. But I didn't get that at Comedy Central. Hey, can't make fun of domestic violence.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, speaking of which, got a great story about that today.
Me and
Not
Colin
domestic
had footage of
violence,
us in Iraq. We were kind of like, fighting and kicking each other and joking around. And the end of the thing was going to be a domestic violence thing, like Colin and I were married.
Right.
And we're getting ready to go to air during Act 3. Guys, the censor said you can't do that. Practices and standards said you can't do that. Meanwhile, they allowed me, and correctly so, to do what kind of car would Jesus drive. And I said it wouldn't matter. It would just have to be an automatic because he can't drive a stick with a hole in his hands.
Right.
And they should have let that go through, and they did. But, boy, you offend the ideology of the right, it's perfectly acceptable. But, boy, you go after the ideology of the left, and they fucking cry about it. Both should have been allowed. Neither one are FCC violations.
A comedy garden like domestic violence, and they wouldn't let you pick from it.
It's sickening. Especially when it wasn't like we were showing a picture ahead of Nussbaum and then laughing at it. Or in my case, jerking off looking at it.
That would have been hysterical.
Yes. This is called Taking Care of Business by Joel.
You ever think he beat her in the face with the kid? Take care of two.
Well, he probably couldn't swing her because she's all chained to the radiator.
This comes up
Little
a lot.
misbehaving Lisa.
This comes up a lot with Anthony and I about the FCC, and are you worried about the FCC and stuff? Obviously not as much now that we're on satellite radio, and I've always said that the FCC isn't the biggest problem out there.
No.
Stupid Howard, he's not really talking about the real issue. It's who you work for that is a much bigger problem than the FCC. There are so many things that are our old job that we could not do on the radio. Not because it was going to break some FCC, regulation or whatever, or rule. It was because the bosses didn't want us to do it.
They were scared of the little groups that would complain
the little
and
groups,
send letters.
The sponsorships.
Yeah.
If Howard really wants to, yell and scream about what's going on out there, then why don't you deal with the real issue? You have to deal with sponsors and you have to deal with bosses. We have bosses at XM that are probably a lot more scarier than the FCC.
Because it's not a real battle he's fighting. He knows that. He made this big monster out of the FCC when, in fact, that isn't the monster. And if you really look at past history, Howard's been battling the FCC, saying they're trying to get him off the air. How many years has Howard been on the air? Give me a number. How many years?
Over 20.
Over 20 years? Gee, I think you're okay. I think you're going to be on the air. I don't think the FCC is really trying to get you off the air. I don't think they've succeeded. It's 20 years. Enough already. You know what I mean? If they wanted to and were really had this effort to get you off the air, you'd be off the air.
Yeah, the real problem is out there is like the Walmarts and and we talk about like Blockbuster. They have edits of their movies and things like that. But it's especially Walmart. They don't like a cover art of a CD. They don't even stock it. And that would be all well and good if there was another type of Walmart company out there that would.
Yeah.
But when these companies are taking over everything and then they're in their corporate office they decide what they want or don't want in their store, that's a lot more dangerous than the actual government stepping in.
And that comes much more from conservative groups. The left complains about stuff like that, but those censorship of album covers, that's probably 85 to 90% from conservative groups.
Yeah,
fucking religious groups and these baby parent groups.
But we were never scared of the FCC, Donnie Deutsch wanted us to go back on his CNBC show. He never ran our original interview.
He didn't run that interview?
No. It was a great one, too. But what happened was
Why?
Michael Powell from the FCC stepped down. So they call us, and they're like, hey, we want you back on to discuss Michael Powell and the FCC. And we told them, we're like, and they basically said, well, if you don't come back on, we're not running the old interview. And we're like, well, then don't run it. We don't need exposure. Ant and I have never been about exposure to that point. So, we basically told him, look, we have no problem with Michael Powell and the FCC. We just don't.
Your political opinions are the cynical tripe, usually coming from people that never create anything and rarely get their hands dirty. How can Opie say nothing changes when the entire Middle East is changing?
What a douche.
You completely didn't get anything that was
What do you mean
said.
your opinion's stupid? I'm saying that Bush wasn't given any credit.
Hold on. Let me defend myself. That was a complete joke. I was sitting here eating a sandwich, making believe I didn't care. And went, I don't care because nothing changes.
Yeah, and then he goes, I'm eating.
Right.
What an idiot.
That's good.
James Adler.
Way to handle a joke, stupid. Just be completely literal. Makes sense. James Adler. He even sounds like a pompous ass.
James Adler.
CPA.
I couldn't hang with the boys on their political discussion, so I figured I needed to contribute something, and so I contributed that.
You could have hung. You just didn't want to. You were eating.
There you go.
James Adler.
Vote for me, James Adler. Friends of James Adler.
That's right. Remove all the fun from daily life.
But to bring it back around really fast, you know, all the problems you had at Comedy Central, that's much more serious than the FCC actually getting their hands dirty as you guys, you know, put that show together.
I don't know. I think they're both revolting. They're both revolting. The FCC is just more obvious. They're more out in the open about what they do. We all know that they're repressive. They are repressive. Look what they. I mean, they're the ones that did fine CBS $500,000 for that. I mean, they are scumbags. But comedy. The problem with the left is they do it like on the DL. You know, they're kind of quiet and they won't admit it. Everyone knows the FCC is an irritant.
Yeah.
But you know, just the subtlety of hearing those notes is what bothers me.
Todd, real fast, because we got to take a break.
Yeah, by the way, your phones do suck, because while I was on hold, I could hear you just fine, but as soon as I heard the phone go, shh, like you put me on live, I can't hear shit.
That's how we have it. That's how we have it
What
worked out.
What I wanted to say is, you know how you say Walmart won't play a certain or have a certain CD cover?
Yeah.
They actually will not have certain CDs because of their lyrics, yet you go over to the video game department, what do they got? Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Well, they should.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is their standards don't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
Because a lot of people would argue that the fact that they, and I'm not, don't even email me.
Seeing the guns?
Yeah, the fact that they sell...
Shit.
Oh,
I'm out. Punch it out, guys.
Oh, isn't that great how the callers then talk over you?
But he probably couldn't hear you.
Yeah, because he couldn't hear.
No, and he's frustrated because he wants to have a conversation with us, because this is a talk show.
No.
But once again, last night it was suggested that Ant and I and well, all of us, I guess, we just don't know how to run the equipment.
It's actually don't. It's like walkie-talkies we're working with here. He's got to say something, then we have to talk, then he has to talk.
Right, you know, but, you know, a lot of people would argue that the fact that they sell guns is a horrendous thing.
It is.
You know, they sell the guns, but they don't sell rap albums.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Well, to some people, I think you should sell it all, myself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, Ben.
What are you writing down, Ben?
Scrawled out break on a piece of paper.
See, you know, that's a good sign, though. When Ben's herky and jerking and panicking and running in saying break, 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 it means we're having an okay show.
We do have Ben here, too.
All right, the Michael Jackson thing. So, Jay Leno, Michael Jackson, guest comics doing Jackson jokes. Roseanne.
Well, and Heidi Klum said in an interview today she hates nothing more than when she goes to kiss her date and feels little whiskers. No, I'm sorry, that was Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. Now, folks, as you know, I have to stop right there because of this court-imposed gag order. So we have someone now. She's an Emmy and Peabody Award-winning comedian, one of the great stand-ups, Roseanne Barr, ladies and gentlemen.
The other day at the trial, they showed a video of Michael's house, and both of Michael's ex-wives showed up because they said they always wanted to see what his bedroom looked like. Defense lawyers say Michael might testify. They don't really want him to, but they think it's the only way they could get his nose to grow back. That's a good one, too. You know, I kid Michael, but it is really just great to tell jokes about somebody who's actually had more plastic surgery than me.
Starting Monday, the Opie and Anthony Show will be live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday, with replays throughout the day.
Unbelievable.
On XM 202.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
XM 202.
Pulling off freaks.
Welcome back, everybody, to the wonderful Opie and Anthony Show.
You definitely do that better than I.
I don't even know where we're going now. We got so many people on the phone lines and things to discuss. What are we going to do? We got Wheelchair Fred waiting to do the news.
We have Penthouse outside the studio. They're doing an interview on us today, I guess.
Yeah, calm down, people. It's not Penthouse like girls coming in.
Just some writer who's staring at us and waving now. with his collared shirt a little too tight, buttoned up a little too far.
He really does look like a sociopath.
He looks like the guy I expect to write for a Penthouse magazine. All right, and we got Lizzie on the line, my old friend. I met her once. Hey, Lizzie.
Yes.
Lizzie Grubman, how are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
Good. I met you in my hiatus.
Yes, I did.
And as soon as we started talking, the paparazzi went nuts, but the pictures never showed up anywhere because it was like two controversial figures talking to each other.
two press scourges.
Right.
It was fun, but it was great meeting you.
Yeah, and Lizzie gave me a lot of good advice. She said just hang in there. It'll all go away, and you'll get back doing what you love. You know, even bad press is good press.
Well,
all that
to
stuff.
a point, right, Lizzie?
Only to a point, and look at you guys now. You're on top of the world again.
Well, we're slowly getting there.
You definitely are there.
Slowly but surely getting there.
Still climbing.
So how do you guys like it over there?
It's cool. We get to do what we want.
And no one stops you.
Yeah, we talk about whatever we want to talk about, which is pretty cool. You know, we definitely got in a jam. Weren't we in our respective jams at about the same time?
Well, no, actually, I was like coming out of it. That's when I was working at your old radio station. Remember, for that short period of time?
Yeah, she worked at NEW for a little while.
Really?
Yes, I was doing when it was Blink.
Oh, right.
And then it was that Blink was like taken off the air like just a short while after when I joined.
Yeah.
Well, if you blunked, you missed
really
it.
Into the radio thing. It wasn't really for me.
No.
No, I'm not really good at radio. I'm good at PR.
And here's John Sykes.
Yeah, John Sykes was the worst radio guy ever. They finally got rid of him. And I guess our old station is now Classic Dance or something.
You know what? They did best when they had you guys.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, we're not going to go after you. You don't have to kiss our butt.
No, I'm not worried. I liked you guys.
All right, very good. This show, Power Girls, looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it premieres tonight on MTV at 10:30. It goes behind the scenes of my PR company. It should be a lot of fun. I think you guys would like the 4 young girls who work for me.
The one thing, I went to a Lizzie Grubman type party, I guess. I forgot what it was. It was.
Remember what it was called? Pieces of Ass? It was an off-Broadway show?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
What it was?
Yeah, it was Pieces of Ass or something like that. And Lizzie just has all these hot women around her constantly.
Really?
Oh, she knows PR.
Well, isn't that what PR is all about? Making people happy?
She makes them wear, like, little slutty things.
And the cameras go wild, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
a
what people
madam
want to
here.
say. Well, she's not a madam, but you got to admit, they dress very sexy, and they're very, very good-looking, and they do their jobs very well.
Well, they work hard, they play hard, we do our thing, but you don't have to be beautiful to be in PR, but you just have to work hard and, know what you're doing and be a people person.
I have a question for you. You're involved in public relations and stuff. What do you think of the PR campaign for Opie and Anthony at XM so far? Have you seen like a lot of great signs and things like that?
You really guys, you can use more PR. Who's your personal PR person?
How about some PR? I don't know. It's just some guy walking around.
I don't want to knock your PR campaign right now, but I think you definitely can use some more PR.
Well, the answer to your question is the Invisible Man.
Yes. Nobody.
Well, I think you guys should hire me.
What should we do? Can you give us a little off the top of your head free advice on what we should do to market
My free advice is you definitely need to hire me, and then when you hire me, we can go out there and get you guys some press. We can get some interviews going for you guys and put you guys on other media outlets.
How do we get to go
Instead
to
of self-promoting yourselves on satellite radio?
Well, we got our big interview with Penthouse today.
Okay, that's great, but that's a very niche audience.
Yeah, it really is. Guys that jack off.
Like, I'm not going to be reading Penthouse, so how am I supposed to know that you guys are in Penthouse?
You don't read Penthouse? You flip
No, I
through that a little
don't.
bit? She's got it all live action in front of her with these girls anyway, right?
So I think you guys need to be a little bit more mainstream when promoting so we can get tons of people to listen to your show in the morning.
Lizzie, how do we get to these cool parties and stuff? You always see in the paper all these celebrities and stuff. How do Opie and I, how do we get into some of these things?
Well, first and foremost, we need your address. So you want to broadcast your address across the radio? No. So when we get off the phone, you guys have to email me your addresses so I can put you on our mailing list.
And we can just show up at these parties?
It's crazy. You guys should have been at my premiere party the other night. We would have loved to have you there for the support.
Well, we would have gone in a second, but no one's really looking out for us.
Shouldn't there have been somebody at XM that should have hooked up with you and maybe given our addresses to you? And
yes.
Because that's what I want to do. I want to go to some of these cool parties.
Well, how about this? When we get off the radio right now, we should talk.
All right, because I want to be.
I'd love to help you guys out because I think you guys are great, and I think you definitely deserve to be out there more. And you have a great story to tell.
I want to be like that guy that just shows up at one of your parties. I'm just like coked out of my brain and drunk.
That's a bad story. You'll end up in the gossip pages being trashed, and that's not cool.
But I'm walking out with like a young, like 17-year-old that underage drinking's
You'll be
involved.
walking out in handcuffs. That's what'll happen.
How about Bruce Willis? You read about that?
Yes.
Bruce Willis and Lindsay Lohan kind of getting a little close with each other. He's 50, she's 18.
I don't really think Lindsay's really going to be with Lindsay Lohan.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
Bruce and Lindsay, I think that's, a little, concocted.
But isn't that a great way for Bruce to show his wife there, his ex? Show her up?
Maybe, they can do like a swap. We can put, Ashton and Lindsay together.
I was just saying, when is it going to get to the point where celebrities start showing up with, 12-year-old girls on their arm? And just not even smile, not even make a joke about it, just actually bring...
Well, when they show up with their children's friends.
Yeah, things like that. It's
that would be...
Well, we're
Bruce Willis, 50.
With the Demi and Ashton situation.
That would be hilarious. You're not doing anything with the 12-year-old girl. You just show up at a party with a 12-year-old girl and a 12-year-old.
Is that what you're trying to say?
She's in a little dress. She's licking a big, huge lollipop.
Got knee highs on.
Wait, we're not saying... No, you got to hear us out. This is the humor and the cleverness that is Opie and Anthony. There's no perversion going on. The perversion is in your mind thinking something's going on.
No canoodling, Lizzie. No canoodling.
Only you two can think like this.
And it would be hysterical. The press would be taking pictures. Hey, who's the girl that, Bruce Willis is with?
And we followed him all weekend, and nothing sexual happened, but what is going on here?
Goes to the playground and pushes her on the swing.
I tell you guys, you should be interns at my company. You definitely are on the right path of, coming up with PR stunts. I think you guys might be,
Lizzie, I've been told I'm a marketing genius, by the way.
Apparently.
Thank you. Can you, set Anthony and I up with one of these fake dates so we look cool?
Well, maybe I'll fix you up with two of the Power Girls, you two.
No, we need a name.
The Power Girls, maybe Rachel and Millie. You should check some of my girls out. There's 4 Power Girls. The Rachel, Kelly, Millie, and Allie. They're adorable. They're from across the country. You'll see them. If you watch the show tonight at 10:30 on MTV, you'll definitely see what they look like. They're adorable.
We're definitely going to take a peek tonight. Definitely.
I think you'll really enjoy the show because it shows media stunts. It shows behind the scenes. We're totally celebrity-oriented. It shows how to get into the parties. It shows what, life in the celebrity world is in all 4 cities, New York, Miami, the Hamptons, and Los Angeles. It shows what it takes to become famous and what it's like to live the celebrity life.
I'm ready.
You guys should have been my project.
Lizzie, yep. I'm ready to give it another shot. And we've had the opportunity to go to some of these parties, and
it's kind of the wrong parties.
I don't know where you're going, but you're not coming to my party, so it clearly is not the right party.
I want to go to a Lizzie party.
There's actually, I got to say one thing
about Lizzie party.
The PR here is actually getting better though, because there's going to be a little ad in the Long Island Weekly next week behind the titty bar ads.
Advertising, not PR. PR is totally different.
Right.
Well, that's why we do crazy stunts.
That's advertising.
That's why
PR is not paid. Paid advertising.
That's why we end up doing crazy stunts, because we have to get our name out there.
No more crazy stunts that get you guys in trouble, okay?
No more trouble.
No more trouble.
Hey,
all good
look who's
fun
talking.
Stuff.
Look who's talking, Miss Trouble.
I'm not trouble. I made a mistake. I got in a car accident.
Right,
yes.
See? Exactly.
And car accidents are terrible things.
Yeah.
People got hurt, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand. Opie.
That's not nice. Don't laugh. People got hurt.
That's terrific. No, I know. That's very tragic.
No, it was an accident. And so was the couple having sex in a church. He fell into her vagina.
That's just, okay. You're gross.
No.
Yeah, that was Anthony, Lizzie.
That's disgusting, guys.
I think you're adorable.
Aw, you're sweet. Well, anyway, I want you guys to watch my show tonight, okay? And I want all your listeners to watch my show tonight. It's called Power Girls. It's on 10:30 on MTV.
All right, can you, we're going to throw you on hold because I want to go to one of your parties.
Okay, sweetie. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Bye.
There she goes. Lizzie Grubman.
Lizzie, who's picking up Lizzie? Right over there?
Make sure you give her yellow treats at AOL. I'd like to go to a party.
Let's all go to parties. Yes, make sure that's taken care of. Ben, take care of that.
That's right. Be like Rico Rizzo just stealing deli meat.
Hey, let's get Ben Bailey in here.
What would we do?
How'd you
we
hurt
would
your-
all sit together, like, not mingling or doing anything. We'd be 3 bumps on a log.
How'd you hurt your foot? I slipped on a banana peel.
We don't do good at the parties.
No, we're terrible at the parties.
And everyone's all. It turns out like we do go every once in a while, and people are excited that we're there, and then they realize that we're just zilches
We're
in
nothing.
person.
We just sit there like idiots.
And they stare at us, expecting us to do something, and they realize
I don't know what to do at those parties.
So they realize, wow, I guess they're really just going to sit there.
I point at people like, oh, it's Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
Look, it's him. It's that guy. I don't know what to do at the parties. Like, some people look so natural. They stand like in groups of 3 or maybe 4 at the most with their drink in their hand talking over like techno music that's so loud I can't understand how they're hearing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I want to stand there and be part of the in crowd and mingle with them and drink my drink and talk, but I'm always going, what? Huh?
I want to
look like an idiot.
I want to get one of those sidekicks, and I want to be able to, like I am Carson Daly.
Oh, you just want to talk like on your sidekick in the party?
Talk about the big party that we were all at with Paris Hilton.
Carson, where are you? I'm here already. On my way, Ope. Things like that, right?
Right.
Cool stuff like that to have
Right.
on there. Hey, Paris, I'm at the party. Oh, just be there in a sec. You know, things like that.
And then she emails her latest, like, snatch shot to you.
Yeah. Ooh, kisses.
Right.
Big snapshot. Great. I can't wait. Hook me up.
I want to be part
We're
of
there.
We want to be part of the in crowd.
I got to get one of those things, though, first. I don't
Yeah.
even have one. I'd be on an old Nokia brick phone. What? Beep, 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 boop, beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Sorry, I can't receive pictures. It's an LCD readout of the phone number.
Everyone else has sidekicks and
Oh, they got all
Blackberries
cool
and,
stuff.
and trios, and we go to the party with a laptop and plug
I
in
got
somewhere.
like this huge mess of a phone. I have a phone that won't come out of my car. It's part of the console, like the old Canon phone. Ah, what a mess. I can't be part of that scene.
I think we kind of tried and it just was like, what is this?
Failed miserably. I'm wearing the wrong stuff. I'm standing in the wrong place.
The last one,
drinking the wrong drink.
The last one, we went to that Sync party because we
It
were in
was
Sync
awful.
magazine, and they were so excited we were there. And within 10 minutes of us being there, they just left us alone because they realized that we were just a couple of bores.
They go, oh, come up to the VIP section. Yeah, they go, come up to the VIP section. And we're like, cool, we're going to the VIP section. So they walk us through the party where people are having a good time, partying, conversing, drinking, and bring us up to this area that nobody's hanging out in. It's the VIP area. I felt like that scene in Animal House where they bring all the foreigners and the geeks and nerds into the room because they don't want them pledging.
Hey, you guys playing cards?
Yeah, you guys playing cards. That's what I felt like.
In the VIP room by yourself.
Yeah, all by ourselves in the VIP. Oh, no, this is good. This is the good place for you guys.
Every time I've ever been taken into VIP, there's always a problem. Like, there's always a black bouncer that's, like, not wanting to let me in. They're like, no, but so-and-so knows he's
they
coming.
gotta
It's never
make an
easy.
excuse to get you in. Right, and you feel like
Come
crap.
here. And they always wave some jerk off over and goes, yeah, he's okay.
No, he's okay. You couldn't just walk in and feel good about yourself.
Right.
Now you got to stand there feeling like at any moment you're getting thrown out because you're not worthy to be in there.
Well,
That's how I feel. At
Ben
these
is good at these things, though. Ben
things. Ben is the master.
Ben is the king, man.
Dude, I'm hanging out at a
right.
table with Bono. We're drinking Guinness. I swear, you know, he puts the champagne in his Guinness sometimes.
Well, he's got to be good at it. You guys don't have to be good at that stuff.
No, but I kind of,
we want to be. I think secretly we want to be part of the in.
just one
Part of
time,
the in crowd.
just once, I want to walk into one of those parties and actually
Hey,
fit
Bruce,
in.
I see you have 2 18-year-olds tonight. Why don't I help you out?
Hey, yes, hang out with Bruce Willis
We're
and
just
Lindsay Lohan.
And it's as easy as that.
Yeah. A couple of Lindsay's friends here. Meet
Right.
the boys.
Sure.
That ain't happening. Please. Now, maybe when Jimmy gets on HBO, gets a little more exposure like that, maybe Gandolfini. Maybe we'll be hanging with Gandolfini somewhere.
Maybe.
Will you invite us along, Jimmy?
Depends if James and I have some things to talk about, like maybe a crossover between Louis' show and The Sopranos, or maybe like one of those things they used to do like on Happy Days, where like Ron Howard would teabag Shirley Feeney in an episode.
Mork shows up in a contest with Fonzie to control the jukebox.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that awful?
Nanu, and then fucking awful Henry Winkler punching it.
Punch it with his A.
We got to introduce Ben Bailey.
Ben Bailey.
Was there a power with his thumbs? Like he had some kind of magic
could've-
thumb up
No, he
power.
had some
He
kind of-
froze Fonzie,
He
but
froze
Fonzie
him
had
when
such
he came out of it.
coolness in him that
He was able to get his thumb up.
he
Yeah.
able to
Oh, yeah,
move his
that's
thumb up.
Was that horrible? Yeah.
And then the studio audience goes crazy.
It was like a space age roofie. Like you just freeze them and then start to fuck them, and then Henry Winkler comes out of it. That faggoty awful show.
Oh, I completely forgot that we could say shit like that.
Yeah. You can curse.
Satellite.
Something
Don't
about
even
walking
worry
into a
about
radio studio, putting on the headphones. It's like, all right, now I have to censor myself.
Yeah.
But
Say
nah,
shucks.
But not anymore.
fuck it. This is fantastic.
You're over at the new
Say whatever the
girlfriend's
fuck I want.
father's house, you know?
More
You can't
fuck
say I
Fonzie in the
effed
ass.
your little girl in the A. You can now say.
Exactly.
You know,
I don't know.
I didn't know what you meant before.
You have to say, hey, we went out on a really nice date the other night.
Yeah.
The father would go to his wife. What does it mean? Our daughter's a dumb C. What was he trying to say? Now you can blurt it right out.
I mean, really? You could even say cunt?
If you want to, sure.
Sure.
Well, we like to usually warn the people, you know.
That's like
Warning, warning, C-word alert, C-word alert, warning, warning.
The guy just dropped the A-bomb over a skirmish. You know, we usually like to break that up. The Enola Gay don't come rolling out unless we need it.
That's
My
the most.
apologies.
That's the most.
I got a little overexcited.
That's the most useless clip we have, by the way.
Yeah, we never.
Because we play it after the person says
yeah,
it. Because you never know when.
You say it after someone says cunt, not before.
We interrupt this program to bring you the Ozone Midget Sighting.
A midget sighting, Opie. Why would there be a midget sighting?
Well, because Opie pushed 6 instead of 5.
Wrong button.
I'm a stupid button pusher, and I can't even do that right.
Oh, good.
That's
I
good.
never even liked that word until I went to England.
They use it over there all the time.
It's like Smurf over there. They put it in, it's whatever you want it to be. Everybody says
Yeah,
it
it's your
constantly.
pal. It's somebody
anything.
hanging out. It's anybody.
And they'll throw it in at the end of a sentence.
Yeah?
So you think that you've made it through the sentence without hearing it. Like they'll say, yeah, he went 20 minutes over the light, the cunt. You think it's gone, like it's not going to happen.
And the women don't seem to have a big problem with it over there, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Or it doesn't matter.
The guys use it a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it
what
doesn't
I
mean
figured.
the same
Maybe
thing. It means asshole
desensitized,
or
right.
douchebag.
Yeah. Over here, it's the atomic bomb.
It's
to
really
women.
funny to see in these English movies, though, man. Like
Oh, yeah.
Snatch and Train Spotting.
They
and
love
all
it. They
that.
use it all the time. But here, it is the atomic bomb in an argument. If you want to change the course of an argument with your wife or girlfriend or something like that, just bust that word out, because the original argument completely vanishes. It completely goes away. And you are in a brand new war that just will never end. It is hell. You use the C word. Get out of the house.
Wife or girlfriend, try on your grandmother. I need $3, cunt.
Oh, Jimmy.
Warning, warning, C-word alert, C-word alert, warning, warning.
We got to get Wheelchair Fred on the phone.
Yeah, we really do.
Wheelchair
He's getting
Fred.
all upset. This guy was in a motorcycle accident years and years and years ago. Really racked up his legs bad. Didn't hurt his spine, so he's not paralyzed. But his legs got so messed up, he didn't have health care coverage, so they massacred putting it back together. He ended up in a wheelchair. He's not paralyzed, but he ended up in a wheelchair.
But his legs don't work.
His legs don't work. And his voice box got crushed, so he talks like that. And he sounds retarded, but he's got all his wits about him. This guy is in human hell. This is the worst possible situation you could be in. He seems completely retarded, and he's completely normal.
And he's straight, but he needed sex so bad that he finally started hooking up with guys.
Yeah, because he just couldn't get girls,
guys
and
are
he
the
wanted
only ones
some kind of
that
physical
would-
contact.
Yep.
So he met
to
some
that
guy at a liquor store or a deli or something, brought him home.
This is one of the greatest stories ever.
Brought him home.
Brought him home.
Wheeled him home.
Yeah, wheeled him on
Pushed him
home because he wanted sex. Now, you would think you want sex, maybe you get some satisfaction out of it. The guy does oral on you or something, but no. He ended up with his face down on the bed, and this guy he met at the deli fucks him in the ass. And leaves. He don't even have the common courtesy to give him a reach around.
Stupid turnip root legs just dangling. You can't even push back.
Nothing. Can't kick him off of him.
That is brutal, but he kind of must have seen it coming. I mean,
Yeah, well, you would have to, right?
What else is really going to happen in that
What did he
situation?
think? A night of romance? What are you
The
gonna
question
get?
I have is how bad was the guy that he met at the deli?
That he would do
That
this?
he's banging a crippled.
I might do that just for the story.
Just for
It is
goof.
a good story.
What'd you do last night? I fucked this guy in a wheelchair right in the ass, and I left him face down in a pillow.
Apparently, it'll get you on the radio.
Apparently so.
You know what? It did pay off.
Wow, that's
so
brutal.
yeah. So now we have him as a friend of the show, and we did up in Massachusetts, and now he's rejoining our show here on the phone, and he's going to do a little news today. Washington,
Oh, he's going to do the news.
Yeah, Washington has decided we need a newscaster on the show because no other shows have that, and it's kind of a new, original idea for a radio show is to have somebody read the fucking news.
Preferably a black woman.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Howard. So now we got Wheelchair Fred, and he's going to try out. We've had a bunch of people try out, but now Wheelchair Fred's going to do it, and you won't be able to understand much of him, but you kind of pick up on a few words.
And we translate a little bit.
Yeah.
Fred?
Yeah, you want me?
What?
I got to tell you one thing. In the back door, I liked it.
You liked it in the back door?
Liked it in the back door.
Yeah, but I've seen the light. No more guys for me.
Oh, no more guys for you, huh?
Yeah.
I'll stick to a dildo.
Wait, you won't have a guy, but you'll put a dildo up there?
You got a girl with strap on.
Or a girl with a strap on, see? We translate better.
That's fine. Or a girl with a strap on. But, man, you really have turned. You enjoy having things put in your butt, huh?
Yeah, I must admit, I really do.
And what do? You take care of yourself while you're doing that?
Usually.
Hey, I have a doctor for you, Fred, if you really enjoy that.
Doctor, he seems to enjoy the fingers.
Bob.
You could either have cancer or runny nose. You're going to get a finger in the keister.
Yeah, what the hell? I need MD.
Sorry I came on your shoes when you checked my prostate.
All right, Fred. Well, I don't know what to think. You're off the mend now, and he's just sticking to the dildo. Well, you want to do some news with us?
Sure.
And you're all prepared? You got some stories together?
Yeah, you got a few little stories. I'll start with a bad story.
Are they written down, or you got them memorized?
They're written down by teleprompter.
A teleprompter?
Yeah.
Oh, at least he knows how to say it, Opie.
I say it wrong every time, too. What?
Where is this guy? He's got a teleprompter at his house?
Yeah, really. What?
Yeah.
So the guy's fucking me up the ass can give me sweet talk.
No more of that.
Of course no more. You're no faggot.
Read the teleprompter and says, don't come in my face.
I've seen the light.
You've seen the light.
You've seen the
right.
light. Okay, sure. All
One
right.
more guys.
And also, I must thank you guys for giving me my stage name.
Again, he's thanking us for giving him his stage name,
Stage
Wheelchair
name.
You
Fred.
invented Wheelchair Fred.
Hoo-hoo, Robin.
That's right.
I invented guys in wheelchairs, Robin.
Back in the AF days.
Right.
It was really tough to come up with your name, I got to tell you.
It's true.
Yeah, his name's Fred. He's in a wheelchair. We toiled over this.
We really did. What do we call him?
We called him Sitting Down Rolling Fred for a while. That didn't work. Unwalkable Fred was good. We were going to go with that.
Old turnip legs Fred.
They call me Keisha Wheels.
Guy from Delhi fucks him in the ass Fred. It's a little too long.
I'm not gay, but I'm desperate, Fred.
Right. All right, Fred.
Hard up.
Are we gonna hard up, Fred? Are we gonna run the ticker like we do with
All right.
any of our?
That
other
might make
news
it
people?
too hard to
It might make
understand.
it really hard to understand them.
Now we'll try it. Let's start the ticker tape and Fred. And now with the news, Wheelchair Fred.
I'll shoot with the news. I got some bad news. I got good news. Dan Rather is done with CBS. Thank God. And Michael Jackson's case continues while he shoots off over the kids. And Captain Hill, are you there?
Just enjoying this in-depth look.
Of course.
All right, wait, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there is a
One
position
detail.
open now at CBS.
Yeah, we like our news people to do a little commentary. So, all right, Dan Rather is done, and you couldn't be happier. Why, Fred?
Dan Rather's done coverage.
I wish you courage, Fred.
Huh?
Because he does a shitty job, I think.
All right, because he did a shitty job, Fred thinks. All right. Michael Jackson trial. What was about that?
It continues. I wish castrate him.
It continues.
Yeah, he wishes they'd castrate him.
Oh, wishes. Okay. Why, Fred?
Because I may be desperate, but I wouldn't touch a kid.
Why? They're easy.
But there are certain things you just shouldn't do.
There's some things you just shouldn't do.
There you go.
Well, you're going to take a stand, Fred. You're absolutely right.
I would start with getting a dick in the ass myself.
Yeah, under the list of some things you shouldn't do, and isn't picking up a guy at the deli and have him tool you on that list?
And I'm talking about Fred's life.
Right.
You know, and maybe the dildo thing wouldn't be a good idea either.
Desperate stage, I wouldn't do kids.
All right, you wouldn't do kids. All right.
Is that anyway, I got this realistic. I have a 20-year-old son.
All right. Well, what about the Jackson trial? What's the latest on that?
It's been continued. That's all I know.
Did you read the story, Fred? Fred, did you read the story at all?
No,
didn't the kid that accused him of this is actually testifying? Do you have any of that testimony?
But brother says he's lying.
What?
His brother says.
His brother says
it's all made up.
It's all made up.
Well, I didn't hear that.
The cancer kid's brother said this?
Yeah.
What did you read that in? I've been reading I've been keeping up with this story, and I never read that.
He sent it directly to Fred.
Yeah,
Fred.
I'm
on
the jury. I'm fucking the foreman of the jury.
Yeah. He's playing with the judge under the robe.
All right, well, that's good for the Michael Jackson. Let's move on with the news with Wheelchair Fred.
I think Michael should be castrated.
Right, you told us that.
They should give me a bobbit.
They should give him a bobbit?
A bobbit. Wow, that's keeping it topical.
That's
That's good.
That's a good joke if it was 1994.
Yeah. He should be electrocuted like the Rosenbergs.
Who's running that teleprompter, Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah. Leftover teleprompter from the Dumont Network.
I'm stuck in the 90s.
He's stuck in the 90s.
Stuck in the 90s, huh? Yeah. All right, more news, Fred.
Okay, on Capitol Hill.
What?
Oh, from Capitol Hill.
Oh, Capitol Hill. All right.
They suspended a bunch of baseball players for doing drugs and steroids.
Right. Subpoenaing some players. I know, shut up.
Subpoenaing? Sorry to interrupt you. I was just talking to Legal Eagle Hughes. I'm subpoenaed.
People that they subpoena.
You don't subpoena me. I subpoena you.
I'm still stuck in the
Ball subpoena hammer.
I actually reached out for that word after it left my mouth.
Oh, got away from me.
All right, well, go ahead, Fred.
I'm still stuck in the stand where I belong. I think we should shut the guy.
Uh-huh.
I wish he jumped Kennedy's way.
You wish Dan Rather jumped in Kennedy's way?
Yeah.
How do we get back to the Dan Rather story? God, you really don't like Dan Rather.
No, the guy I dislike the guy. He's ugly. He's got a lousy ass.
I think he said that he doesn't like Dan Rather because when he had his accident, Dan Rather reported it and said apparently he won't be able to walk comfortably. Tough shit.
Courage.
Have some courage.
Courage.
Bite the pillow, take that cock, and have a little courage.
You're a turnip-leg guy getting it in the ass in a wheelchair. Courage.
Oh, wow.
Hey, listen, Fred, let's get back to the steroid story.
I'm shooting blanks. I got nothing more. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's shooting blanks. He doesn't have anything more. That's all the story. You got any other stories?
Yeah, got one more story.
All right.
Wheelchair Fred is stuck being horny.
The Wheelchair Fred is horny. That's
Stuck being horny.
This
Oh,
just
my
I would like to lecture this is ridiculous. I don't blame you guys,
You know,
but still life blows.
life blows.
Life blows. Wow.
Fred, you know,
We should get Fred into one of Lizzie Grubman's parties.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Hook up Fred with Lizzie's
Lindsay
email.
Lohan.
She's going to be on the phone again and have it. No!
I'm sure people might not want to go with what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
But I just got an idea.
Uh-huh, okay.
You could either go with it or turn the channel.
All right.
Now, Fred, you say you're real desperate and life blows and you can't get a woman out there and you don't want guys anymore.
Yeah,
And,
I must be ugly.
And you're stuck with the dildo, right?
You guys.
I really think you need to show people out there your plight and how desperate you really are and what you have to do to get satisfaction. And I think that might help your life.
How would he do that?
But don't you know,
Well, I was thinking,
there's
Fred,
more snow around here. I haven't been out
he hasn't been outside in a while because there's a lot of
in
snow
like
in the area.
4 months.
I'm thinking, he might want to give us a little demonstration today.
No!
Because I honestly don't think people understand how desperate Fred is. Jim?
I do think that if you show that desperation a little bit, you'd be much more likely to get some emails from some girls who are willing to strap one on and give it to you.
Yeah, because at this point, I think after the demonstration, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
that people are going to feel sorry for you, and there's going to be a few women out there that are going to feel sorry for you. And I think they're going to start emailing you.
You think this is a surefire way
Sure
for him to
thing.
get girls?
Sure thing.
You want girls, right, Fred?
I'll get pity.
What?
I'll get pity.
You'll get pity, but I think you'll get girls emailing you. It's kind of like the girls that write prisoners and stuff. They're out there, Fred, I'm telling you. But I don't think they understand how sad and desperate you are, so I think a little demonstration would really...
Yeah, life blows. What can you do?
Fred, you want to get ready and...
Oh,
what do you think, Fred?
I think I'll go and buy a hooker.
You think you'll go and buy a hooker? No, you don't make much money, Fred.
You're not. I think you're missing the point.
yeah. I think Fred's missing the point here. Fred, are you at your place right now?
Yeah.
You're at your place. You have your...
I'm at home.
Shut up. You have your dildo with you?
Yeah, it's in the bathroom.
It's in the bathroom, and you have... And you have, what kind of lubrication do you use?
I have such strawberry flavored KY also.
Strawberry flavored KY?
No, I got regular flavor.
Oh, you got regular KY. Okay.
You don't need a flavor. It's going to look like Rocky Road when it's done.
Yeah, that's true.
Rocky Road. Flavor. You're
All
not
right.
making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, Fred, why don't you roll into the bathroom and get your dildo?
No, thanks. I've got a more class than that.
What?
I've got a little more class than that.
A little more class.
Freddie.
A little more class than that. He took one in the ass from a guy he met at the deli.
Fred,
Yeah.
we're not looking for... We're not looking
What, guys? Stop for God's sakes.
What'd you say? You have more class than that?
Yeah, I got more class than that.
As I turn off everyone's mics,
Yeah.
we'll see about that.
All right.
As we continue.
I'll
Fred.
put it this way. Okay, listen.
Fred, here's the deal. Listen.
I live in Framingham, Massachusetts.
Fred, listen.
Stop
to me.
a minute.
Listen to me. We're not looking for an all-out sex act. We're just looking for you to get your dildo from the bathroom, your KY jelly, and to just place it where you like it to be placed. That's all I'm saying. Just to show the people how desperate you are.
Live here on the radio, Fred.
Yeah, and then that's it. Then and then. As soon as you say it's where it has to be, then that's it.
Then girls will know that you're for real. And believe me, there's a couple of freaky chicks out there that would probably love to help you.
No, freaking too much of a pain in the ass.
Fred?
I know. That's the goal, Fred.
Fred?
I'm too difficult to do.
Fred, roll in and get your dildo.
Yeah. That's all we're asking.
Go get your dildo.
This will make great radio.
Does it vibrate?
Do you have any alcohol in the house?
No, it's all rubber.
Oh, it's rubber? Okay, get your dildo. We want to hear what the dildo sounds like when you smack it on your phone, so go get it.
Never mind. No, I don't want to do it. I'll think about doing it for the live. Live on the radio.
What is he doing? He's rolling around his place.
What the hell is he doing?
Fred? No.
What? I can't hear you.
Fred.
Go get your dildo.
Get your dildo and knock it on the receiver of your phone so we can hear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on. We're in the middle of a show here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
You're on your way?
Go get your dildo.
All right, he's on his way to the bathroom to get the dildo.
Okay.
I'm turning the mic off for a second here.
I'm just about it.
He's in the bathroom. Oh, Jesus. What a mess.
I've got my rubber magic tongue.
He's got his rubber magic dong.
You got your rubber magic dong?
Where in the bathroom do you keep it?
It's toolbox by the tub.
In a toolbox by the tub.
That's great.
That's funny.
All right, Fred.
If I had a hammer, I'd cram it up my ass in the tub.
All right, Fred.
Now, Fred,
where do you usually do this? In the bathtub or where do you go?
Fred?
Come on, Uncle Houses, for God's sakes.
What?
Speak up, lad. Speak up.
Speak up?
Oh, speak up. Fred.
Yeah.
Take it. Let me hear what it sounds like. Knock it on the mouthpiece of your phone. That's the rubber magic dong.
I think he hit himself. Hold on. I think he hit himself in the head. In the background, you heard, oh. Like it bounced back and nailed him.
Ouch. All right, Fred. Now, when you make love to this thing, do you do it on? Do you do it on your bed?
No.
Where do you do it?
In the bathtub.
In the bathtub because why? The KY makes a mess?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Fred. Well, jump in the bathtub.
No
Why?
way, man.
Well, why?
Because it takes too long.
What are you doing all day?
We have a half hour left in the show. This is called the Showstopper.
Fred, this is going to get you girls.
Oh, really?
And this is also going to get you back being very famous on the Opie and Anthony program. And
really?
And we don't
wet dildo in my hair.
Yeah, we don't want the whole sex act. We don't want the moaning. We just want to kind of show people,
how desperate you are, and that'll make girls just come out and want to have sex with you.
And how sad your life is, where you have to take.
Oh, really?
All right, start taking your pants off.
Well, I'm sorry.
Fred.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Fred. Can I tell you something, Fred?
Uh-oh. The threat? Are you pulling the threat out?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Fred, you sure you don't want to do this?
Maybe I'll call you another time in the tub.
Fred. If you want to be part of the Opie and Anthony program.
I wish you guys were this is ridiculous.
Fred, what Opie's trying to say is, you're pretty much in a position now where you have to do this. You want the fame, the notoriety, you want us to hook you up with girls, you're going to have to get in that tub and shove that dildo up your ass.
Oh, really?
Really, Fred.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah, Fred, because if you don't do it, I hate...
I've got no class. I got no class.
If you don't do it, you're off the show.
Yeah, if you don't do it, I hate to admit, but after 9 years of having you on and off our radio program, this would be your last appearance.
Yeah. And no girls.
When was it? Back in 85, right?
Yeah, that's 9 years ago.
Yeah, it was 90. I think we met you around 96 there.
95, you're right. Oh.
All right, what are you doing, Fred?
What are you doing, Fred?
Walk us through it, Fred. Well, roll us through it.
Okay, I'm in the tub now.
You're in the tub.
Okay, I will go away for a few moments.
What?
He has to wait a few moments, or we have to?
I've got to use both arms to pull myself up.
Oh, he's got to use both arms to pull himself up. Okay, do whatever you need to do.
I think I'm going to cry. He'll be back.
All right, he's going to use both arms to pull himself up.
That was really sweet when Opie said, "Go ahead, take your pants down." Guy's in a wheelchair from a motorcycle accident. Take your pants down.
Horrible.
It's nice.
Take your pants down.
Wow.
Jesus. All right, we're waiting for Fred. He said it would be a moment.
It's going to it takes him a while.
Ben Bailey in studio, by the way.
How does he get back out of the tub with two arms with
He probably
KY
has.
all over, though? Like, that'd be all slippery to
It's
get
like
out of the tub.
a skating rink.
You rang.
You rang? All right, very funny.
All right, so Fred, what's going on?
I've got my tongue and my hand and my butt exposed.
All right, you got the dong in your hand and your butt exposed. All right, you got the KY, Fred?
Yeah.
All right, lube that thing up.
What?
Lube it up, Freddie.
Lube it on up there, Fred. Spread it around. Don't be shy.
Oh, good.
All right. Let us know. Let us know what you're doing, Fred.
I've got the lubed on it.
What?
Huh?
It's all lubed up.
It's all lubed up. All right, Fred. Well, you know what to do with it now, so go ahead.
Explain what you're doing, Fred.
I'll just stick your ex-wife after me.
What did he say?
I can't hear what he's
I'll
saying.
just stick your ex-wife.
Oh, he's going to think of my ex-wife? What a coincidence. She stuck one up my ass, too, Fred, so we got something in common.
Really? Well, we got it up my butt now.
You got it up there, Fred?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It's feeling interesting, I must admit.
He has his voice changed.
His voice changed. Your voice got higher, Fred. What happened?
Oh, well, I can sing now.
His voice got higher. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
This is horrible.
Fred, what's going on?
I'm working it in and out.
How did we end up here?
I'm going to the weird guy.
Oh, my God. All right, well, we made a deal with him. Okay, ladies, you hear how desperate he is. Come on aboard.
Yeah.
This could be yours.
Fred, do you imagine anything while you're doing this?
Oh, I don't know her name.
Bob?
But I've seen some girls on the internet that will do this for me.
Oh, you've seen...
Yes.
I wish I knew how to use the internet.
He's seen girls on the internet that'll do this for him.
They're called trannies, Fred.
Yeah, well, very good. There you
A
go.
bunch of sites for all.
So, what else is going on, Fred? This is what Fred has to do to have sex.
Yeah,
by the
this
way.
is but Fred's only pleasure in life.
Are you pumping it in and out, Fred, of your backside?
Yeah, I've got my hands working in and out.
Maybe this would be a good time for you to finish the news.
No.
Yeah, this would be the time where you would do the lighter side of the news. That wacky little story.
In breaking news, my phallus now has a kidney bean skin on it.
Oh.
Fred might become part of the wacky news. He can't get back down the tub, and they find him this way.
Yeah, Fred, how do you get out of the tub with the slippery KY on your hands?
What?
He's not even listening
I know how he
anymore.
gets. Do you just kind of float out on your tears?
No,
Shame-filled river?
No, I'm quite strong.
He's quite strong. He does have that crazy strength in
Yes.
his upper body.
That's true.
I have amazing strength upper body-wise.
Yeah.
Don't talk, Fred. Just push it in
So
and
I
out.
use it.
Fred, are you gonna,
finish.
Are you whacking your bag, Fred?
Is this good for you? Fred?
I think that's a yes.
Fred?
I can hardly hear you. I just there.
Yeah.
Fred, do you, are you gonna, finish or what?
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, is there any way to put the phone back there so we can hear it going in and out?
That's all right.
Why? I'd like to hear that, Ope.
You can't hear us. I think the ultimate in degradation would just be to hang up on him and leave him there in the tub with a dildo in his ass and no one to talk to.
We'll do the silent game to him.
Yeah, silent game.
All right. So, Fred, how's it going in there?
Marvelous. I'm picking up speed nice and fast. Make it count. Oh, mercy, I've got nothing to lose. I need a girl to transform me. Are you there? Are you guys there? For God's sake, say something. You got to learn how to work the machine. Oh, really? Well, let's all just check it out. It's all full of shit. Or should I say I'm full of shit? Here we go. So, ladies, come on down and do me. For God's sake, do me. Okay, I don't know how you guys are. Later, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go wash my ass. So, you guys do the first thing. Adios. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, Jesus.
Anybody else have a hard-on?
Yeah, Fred. Fred does. Oh, my God.
I'm speechless.
This would be a good time to plug my CD.
Oh. Ben Bailey in studio, yes. Yes, Ben. Do the plug, Ben.
Do the
Seriously.
plug.
Yeah.
That's a fine CD.
You got to capture your audience right now.
Yeah, everybody's definitely focused right now.
No one changed the channel.
Check out my website, everybody, therealbenbailey.com. And
All
buy
right.
my new CD, Ben Bailey Boulevard.
The
Okay, what
real Ben Bailey. B-A-I-L-Y or L-E-Y?
L-E-Y.
L-E-Y.
E-Y.
The real Ben.
And I have to toss out the Baltimore Improv this tonight through Sunday, 410-727-8500. I will be doing my dog shit act. So if you're down there and you want to come see it, feel free. It's mediocre, and you're going to feel ripped off when you leave.
All right, with that, we'll take a break, and we'll wrap up the mess next.
The very worst of the Opie and Anthony FU line.
I want to send out a big FU to Cuba, Missouri and their police department. I'm broken down on the side of the road, and I've had 3 freaking cops drive right by me, look at me, and not stop if I need any help. So fuck you, Cuba, Missouri Police Department. I just want to say, fuck you to that bitch next door that I fuck, because the next day I wake up, the boyfriend's at my door with a fucking baseball bat. Yeah, I would just like to say, fuck you to everybody who goes through the line and target my man dongs. We just want to send a big fuck you out to Clear Channel for canceling the best rock station out there. And that's why everybody in Houston are switching over to fucking XM, man.
Yeah, I'd like to say fuck you to Hanes underwear, because they're riding up my ass right now and it's giving me some fucking problems.
Yeah, I said a big fuck you to Anthony, Opie and Anthony. Just had Steven on telling a story about Ozzy. He starts telling a story, then you cut him off every time he tells him to start answering a stupid question. And then he can't finish the story because the show's ends. Let him talk.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line at 1-866-FU line 1. 1-866-FU line 1. Well, fuck you very much. Starting Monday, the Opie and Anthony show will be live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday with replays throughout the day.
Unbelievable.
On XM 202.
Instant feedbacks coming in hot and heavy. Ass Suck is saying, okay, right now for the first time on the show, I feel terrible. Effing terrible. Craven Moorhead from Whackbag, I was hoping I wasn't the only one getting turned on. God, stop it. Sean from Long Island, funniest crap. Holy shit. Bravo never laughed so hard. So people are entertained, yet equally
What about
disgusted.
the person that said that Massachusetts is now officially the sexiest state in America?
Sexiest state in America.
Then a competition we've been doing. Unfortunately, we haven't had couples lately, but we have couples have sex live on our show, and then we decide what state has the sexiest couple.
Nice to see him doing the news Bill O'Reilly style. Very funny.
Oh, that was a good one.
And for all those people that feel terrible out there, then we accomplished what we needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to show you how sad and desperate Fred really is, and now hopefully some ladies out there will have sympathy and start emailing Fred and take care of him.
That was the real goal, or was it just to kind of embarrass a guy with bad legs and make good radio? I think that's more important.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
I know.
WheelerDurf@AOL.com if you want to talk to Wheelchair Fred. He likes email.
Yeah, email him. Go ahead.
Wheeler Durf is Fred spelled backward. Excuse me.
Wheeler
at AOL.com. All right.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Why can't I turn it off? See, people want it turned off, but then they can't stop.
Wow. I have no idea what I was getting into.
I wish you could have let us hear the sound. It probably sounded like this.
Oh. All
right.
Like plunging a banana into half-melted chocolate ice cream. Nice.
Keith, Wyoming.
Oh.
Keith.
Hello.
I just want to say no. No. Let's go to Megan in Queens. Megan?
Hey, guys. How are you? Good morning.
Hi, Megsy.
Hi.
How are you, Megan?
I don't even know why I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
But, given his handicap, how is he, logistically doing this? Is he, face down in, an inch of water?
No, it didn't sound like there was water in the tub. He just gets in the tub, so cleanup is easier. It sounded like he was laying on his back in the tub. That's the image I got.
No, I pictured it differently.
Yeah. Oh, you did? How did you picture it?
And then
these ones do suck, by the way.
And then he flops one leg over the side of the
Yeah,
tub.
I'm thinking legs flopped over the side. How are you?
You're probably right. For some reason, I still
really
had
can't
him
hear you
face
guys.
down.
I'm gonna
Face
punch out.
down?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had him face down with me actually holding it and pushing it.
You're awful, man.
By the way, the phones are extra bad today. That was another caller saying that they can't hear us, Anthony.
I can't hear you.
I guess this is a new problem.
Face down, ass up. No, I had him. I had him laying down on his back, with taking time with each hand to flop a leg over the edge of the tub, flop the other leg over.
He can't move his legs at all, or he has a partial
very
movement?
minimal.
I think he can a little bit, but it's not much.
He must have been on his back. He must be probably right.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Rob. I'm sorry. Rob.
Hello?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hi.
Hey, let me tell you what I learned. I learned that, shit.
He totally panicked.
Wow, that is a panic.
When you get freaked out and hung up.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear it. You can hear it in his voice.
I learned.
Shit. Oh
I
my
had
God.
it.
I'm on. Oh, I thought it'd be easier than this. Oh my God, my brain just went blank.
But Major Nelson, but she was.
He just wanted to say, wheelchair Fred, shit dick. It was a funny line, but he just couldn't deliver. Dan, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Sweet Tits? What's up, O&A?
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, what's the hardest part about eating a vegetable?
The wheelchair?
Getting them out of the wheelchair.
Very good.
Punching out.
I had to step on that.
Of course you did.
Welcome to 1972.
Old hack joke.
Yeah.
Fred would hate him for that.
I wonder if Fred has a security camera in his apartment.
Got to pick some songs, find some poetry, and get this wheelchair guy to stick a dildo in his ass.
I want to play something for you, Anthony.
Yes, what do you got?
I think you would appreciate it. I think Norton would appreciate it.
What is it, Opie?
Because you guys
I don't know, some of the things you feel people are going to appreciate.
Yeah.
We must remember who brought up the...
they appreciated
in the
that.
first place.
Hey, guy with atrophied calves, get in the tub and fuck yourself or you're off the program. I don't know. What are we going to appreciate, Hitler? What a lovely human being you are.
And I wonder why I live alone.
Gee, why do you get hate mail? I don't know. The piece of shit at Anthony show. Just put it in your ass for a few minutes. It'll help. Trust me.
And I sit in my apartment after the show going, why am I alone? Why? There's no one coming to my door ever. My phone doesn't ring.
I hope right now the mouse listening is shitting in your Pop-Tarts.
Hey, Balloon Knot is saying, scariest tub scene since The Shining. That would be great. Oh, goddamn. He goes into the room, looks at the tub.
Yeah. He's hugging this really handsome guy, and then this thing is, that cripple putting that thing in his ass.
Red Rum.
Don't get your ass fucked in room 237, Doc.
You like a dildo in your ass, Doc?
My mom says I'm not supposed to. Yeah.
This should have been the music playing in the background. Maybe tomorrow when we replay that, we'll have this music playing. Maybe we'll try like different music beds under that whole scene to see what works.
True.
Maybe clown music.
Yeah, I agree with Ben.
Music. Theme from a summer place.
Yeah, there you go.
Happy and light.
Keep it happy.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Get the bit ready for tomorrow, and then we'll try different music beds for it, all right? Maybe we'll even do a little Miles Davis.
And when do you think Fred should take the dildo out of his ass, Wendy?
And she starts swinging a big dildo at him, trying to knock him down the steps.
As soon as possible.
Well, I got something to play for you.
All right.
Because you guys do have this obsession with Mike Brady.
Oh,
it's an obsession. Pretty obsessed with him, maybe.
Sure.
Here's him describing the first time he ever kissed a girl.
Really?
To one of the kids, yeah, from the Brady Bunch.
Hi, sweetheart. You like my dress? Mom, can I talk to Dad for a minute? It's kind of a father-son thing. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, since I don't really know where to start.
Uh-huh. Well, how about the beginning?
Well, Dad, did you ever kiss a girl when you were my age?
Yeah.
Wow, long pause. For Christ's sake, say something.
Excuse me, Bobby. Bobby?
It's a father-son thing, Dad. Stop.
Come on, Bobby. Come up to the bathtub with me.
Let me smell your breath.
Long pause.
Uh-huh. Well, how about the beginning?
Well, Dad, did you ever kiss a girl when you were my age?
Yeah, I kind of remember that I did.
Did something special happen?
Sure did. Her father walked in.
Yeah, I threw up. Her father walked into the room.
I found him much more attractive.
So he stuck it in my keister, and look at me now, losing weight rapidly. Oh, it's the story of a man named Brady, and he's wearing pants that get looser by the day. Shit,
Well, how about the beginning?
Well, Dad, did you ever kiss a girl when you were my age?
Yeah, I kind of remember that I did.
Did something special happen?
Sure did. Her father walked in.
Well, I mean, how'd you feel? Like, did you see skyrockets or something?
Oh, skyrockets came later. Right up my ass.
Well, not skyrockets exactly. A few little firecrackers, maybe.
Well, if you did see skyrockets, would that mean you're in love?
His father had his
I mean, that
dick out.
depends, I suppose. It could.
Well, people who are in love get engaged, right?
Yeah, well...
and then they get married.
Well, I think in your
Some
case...
states.
Yeah, well...
and then they get married.
Well, I think in your case I'd recommend a long engagement.
How long?
About 10 years. Son, love and marriage and engagements, it's a wonderful business, but you want to make very sure about those skyrockets.
Make sure, huh? Thanks, Dad. I'll keep in touch.
And by the way,
You do that.
those weren't firecrackers. They were T cells exploding.
A little something for you guys and your
There
obsession
you
with
go.
Mike Brady.
Yeah.
Because of the Mike Brady thing.
We can't stop talking about him. This is hilarious.
Oh, with his little robe and slippers, last days
Yeah.
walking around the hospital, 65 pounds.
Uh.
Why couldn't I have liked girls?
I want to thank Ben Bailey for stopping by today. Real quick plug. Plug.
Quick plug, the real Ben Bailey.
That's it. I'm out of here.